more background on China hawk Tom Cotton. Now, Senator Cotton also previously, going back to August of 2025, spoke not too positively about Lip-Bu Tan, who at that point was the pretty new CEO of Intel because of his connections to China. Now, that aired on Fox News on a Thursday morning, and a couple minutes after that, President Trump posted calling for Lip-Bu Tan's firing. Now, obviously, we know how that worked out. Lip-Bu Tan and Trump got along, and then the U.S. government invested in Intel. But either way, guys, not the first time Senator Tom Cotton has chimed in on companies with regards to China. Not a fan here of this move from Apple. Another Apple story, pretty minor here. The Verge reporting, citing a separate report from TrendForce, that certain Mac and iPad devices could be getting an upgrade with regards to OLED. Back to you.
It's our time to shine.
I like me. I'm just like cracking up in the corner there.
Yeah,
you said
it's
some
always
nonsense.
it's always about laughing.
And greetings and salutations, beautiful people. Welcome to the Midday Show. That's your boy Joey Options. I am Sharif, and we're gonna wait and wait and maybe even wait some more until YouTube decides it has had enough ads.
Good morning, Ramin.
And now it's gonna allow people to come in. Shout out to my man RSB Bob Muffin 2. I don't think I've ever seen that name. Paco R. I'm back, he says. I've never even seen you in the first place.
Well, Paco OR is an OG, man.
Is he?
Yeah, he's been
Maybe he's before my time, Joey. I'm new here, man.
Brother, ever since I started, Paco OR puts the same thing in the chat every time. It's money, it's either shorts or some other symbol for long, and then just a printing money storm. That's
I missed it every single time, man. I missed it every single time, man. Shout out to Just Some Dude, North Carolina, Proper Dang Paradox, Dino. I see you, Dino. YK Chicago, we got King Clutch. We got DK 6052. Shout out to Gus 23 and Angry Rob Entertainment. Christ Eternal God. Shout out to my man, China, Joey Options, Sharif. China. We got Solar Tech, Buffalo Soldier's son, he's there. Go Birds, he says, yo, yo. We got Stone Broke since yesterday, loving it, man. Kalpa 22T31. Why don't you guys just leave the numbers and everything out of that, man? You're making my job hard.
Oh.
Caxman 123. We got, who else, man? Bring the Hammer Down, Andrew Chow. We got Yao J, shout out to the G is back, Scott H, the real Gary F, and Boosted Red Sport. TJK Kodak. It's who? Shafi? Okay. All right, that's cool. Shout out to Shy, shout out to Mac Grevo, and one more. Anurag, I lied. OF Grease. OF Grease. I don't know where all these names are coming from today, but I gotta tell you, I like them. I like them a lot. We're gonna let Joey get set up, while I'm doing that,
we're ready.
You're already ready to go.
Yeah, bro.
Should I? You want to cover?
Do you want to do your spiel?
I was kind of excited. I was gonna be excited to
for yours.
Yeah.
Fire it up, man. Come on.
S dot, guys. The dot is back, and it is as good as ever. All right. So this one was running on Friday. It is running again today, Katina, man. This was only like, I think $6, $7 in the pre-market on Friday. It's $35 now, okay? That's the world of small cap gappers. It's up a substantial amount, 58.5% on the dot. AZI is losing trend, so I'll just leave that one for a second. NNOX, we had a good day on Friday on Nanox, and we're having a decent day today. I got to tell you, the volume profile not as aggressive as it was on Friday, up nonetheless 27%. ABCL. Look, again, multi-day runner. It is a small cap gapper world. We're just living in it, even though the IWM is down 1%. We know the rotation has been into small caps lately. So it's small cap season. Traded carefully. They're around for a good time, not a long time. So this is a second day play again, much like we've been seeing lately. Volume weighted average price right around 8.25. That would be my entry area there. Chris, CRIS, another multi-day runner. We were trading this one on Friday quite well into 38 pennies. Today, it's got another high, 43. In fact, 38 here, acting as a local area of support, despite the fact that that was as good as it was going to do during regular trading hours on Friday. But look at that move in the aftermarket. You know, the degens, they love the pre-market and they love the aftermarket. I am one of those degens. The reason is There's no volatility halt parameters. So if you're a newer trader, you're wondering, why are these always moving in the pre-market? Why do they have such outsized moves in the aftermarket? For exactly that reason. It can move unobstructed without that 10% up or down limit. You need to be alive to that if you're a newer small cap trader. SLS. You know what I'm about to say about this one? Another multi-day runner. We were trading this one as well. It was 10 and a quarter on Friday, 15.08 high today, coming back into 14 and a third-ish right now. SLS, and I ain't talking about that nice Mercedes two-door there, Joey, because you know I've been speaking very well about German cars lately.
Yeah,
you know that,
big,
right?
biggie.
I haven't said anything bad about them.
You're liking
lately.
the American-made though these days.
Well, you know what, Joey? I like the Chinese-made as well, but that's not politically correct to say around here.
Well, soon, we get 50,000 of those.
Well, we got mostly American viewers who don't want to hear that.
Oh, well.
Well, you know what I mean? AIIO, Joey. Can I say this one more time?
Yes,
Another multi-day runner breaking out on Friday and going again today, guys. This is very atypical for small cap gappers to see this many multi-day runners that are holding trend. It is indicative of something bigger, okay? So around, what were we, 382, today's 549, AIIO, and last but not least, before we see what the options man is all about, hey, at least this one is not a multi-day runner, so you don't have to hear me say that again. ZNTL, nice breakout there, holding structure right around 4 3/4. Let's see if this one holds. If it fails, probably going down to 450, 445, Joey.
All right, good stuff, man. You know when I did the old WAN, what that reminded me of?
Yes, sir.
Kid Rock, our guy in Joe Dirt. He wants get you a WAN burger and some French fries.
I love that.
Get you a WAN burger and some French fries. All right, guys, before
I love the way he runs, though, when he gets mad. We need a meme of that.
Yeah, bro. We need that. We need that.
When you get in a bad trade, you want to run away from it. Fabian, incoming.
Fabian, look, we got you a job there now. An additional one. I know you're busy.
Adam.
My Unity's running somewhere, so I can't log in. So good stuff, guys. But other than that, I am not short SpaceX and Palantir. We're still long the teacher book news. We're waiting for an order at 73.60. I initially posted up at 73.80 after these couple of strong 1-minute candles, but then off to the races we went. So we missed that opportunity. Now we're slowly starting to form a double top here, guys. So that's something I'll keep my eyes out on. I actually want to put my glasses on, to be honest, because I think Sharif stole all my napkins. But anyways, just because of the screens, right? Over there, I feel like Neo's screen, even though I know they have some things on, they just feel a little bit bright for me.
Here you go,
thanks,
brother. This is from Katina, man.
Thanks, Katina, man.
Special delivery.
Hey, man, that's what we do. We watch out for each other around these neck of the woods. But as for Tesla, guys, it's definitely been one of the stronger names. And we're talking about Google and Amazon being up 4% each, respectively. So that's not too bad of a look. 3.8% on Google, 4 3/4 on Amazon, Tesla up 4.5%, and then we also have Palantir up 4.1%. So things aren't looking too bad whatsoever. I'll figure out my Unity. It says I'm logged in somewhere. I wasn't over there, but this opportunity to buy some more shares on the teachable cues, slowly starting to slip out of my fingers. I won't complain. I only have one more out left, and I'm just going to close it all out at $75, I'm thinking. But at this point, we did establish a new higher low, and I think we're going to head towards the high of the day. A pullback or two in between. Oh, okay, I'm in. I'm tapped in. I just heard that one. Thanks, Tiffany. 75.40 potential target, even though I was just talking about 75. Let's be a little greedy. And get some more out of this one.
Absolutely, Joey. VinFast, guys, continues to expand beyond vehicle sales. This week, guys, VinFast India partnered with Shriram Finance to support EV financing access, while Green SM launched all-electric ride-hailing in Kazakhstan with VinFast VF6 vehicles. Together, these moves highlight VinFast's broader mobility ecosystem. You can find them on the NASDAQ under ticker VFS. Look at this back and forth I've got with this individual in chat. It's quite funny. These fools.
Yeah,
fools.
With the
increased their live viewers by liking 50% by opening chat to DJs. I'm like, oh, we love you.
What?
He's like, I hate you. Don't acknowledge me. And I'm like, oh sorry, sir. He's like, carry on. Do not acknowledge me.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
We will do just that. What are you looking at?
Later. Nothing, man. Just chilling out here. We're having a good time. What was bro's name? I
don't even remember. UPC apparently is moving.
Okay, it's all right, man. We're not going to worry about those type of people. We stick to the positive ones in the chat. What is positive? My boy is finally heading to Dallas. Messages me, hey, man, I need the lowdown on Dallas. I'm like, I love Dallas.
Hold on, Joey.
Yeah.
We're going to Houston as well.
You're going to? Yeah, my boy was just, he was in Houston.
Okay, guys, so here's what's going down.
Tell him. Okay, tell him, Sharif.
We got tickets to the Egypt game, right? Egypt is playing Australia in Dallas, Texas in the round of 32. So we're booked for Dallas.
Booked for Dallas.
Then Canada beat South Africa yesterday. Sorry, Juan. My bad. Right. Love you, Juan. Right, so then, because he's South African, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So now that Canada is going to play either the Netherlands or Morocco in Houston the day after Egypt plays Australia in the round of 32, except the Canada is going to be playing in the round of 16. So I'm like, there is no way I'm going to Dallas. It's the next day, and I'm actually slated to come home on the 5th, so I've got the 4th off. Your boy's going to the Canada game. It's just I don't have the ticket for it yet, but I did find a good ticket. It looks like I won't have as good as seats.
That's okay.
For the Canada game as I do for the Egypt game. And wait until I show you my seats.
They're probably nasty.
For the Egypt game.
They're nasty.
They're badass.
Guys, just full disclosure, I know we were talking about this not too long ago. I am not short SpaceX or am I short Palantir. We've had 2 trades on today, Taylor, just so we can clarify and clear everything up. The TQQs, that's Katina Man who has the short on both of those positions. We're long off of the TQQs 71.90, okay? I'm looking for an ad here. I've only taken 2 trades today. NVDA, right? So we're looking at the leverage products on today's session. We had the long earlier this morning. Boom, we take it. Pullback holds those levels, we add into it, and then we piece them out, and then we get stopped out break even, right? So this is what you want to do, especially I said, hey, man, we're going really small to start. If it breaks down, you take a fractional hit. Now we're putting on a little bit more risk, and we piece it up all the way up to 28.70, and then we got stopped out about 15 to 20% of the remaining position. Now I'm sitting in the TQQQ. So once I do a transaction, you'll see that change because I'm not short either one of those positions. I've had 2 longs for today, and now I'm waiting at 73.60s for an add and a continuation. Because why? We have Amazon up 4%. We have Google up 4%, Tesla's up. So half of the Mag 7, a little bit less, are positive on today's session. And that's going to help me and give me a little bit more conviction within the price action and for having a little bit stronger of a day here in the market.
All right, man. Joey, I'm keeping an eye out here on AIIO. And the reason I am is because it just broke out now through 550. I don't know. I'm getting vibes of a flat top break a little bit. 1, 2, 3, like there's a bunch of rejections on the 1 minute at 550. So here's the deal, Joey.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that it's a 6-penny spread right now on AIO, which displeases me very greatly, we're going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead with this one because it's a 550 move. Now, the deal is I can't give it to just below 550. It's too spready. So I'm going to have to give it to below 540. So we're going to go ahead and do just that. And then you have to account for the spread, too, in your stop placement. And, okay, so it depends on what stop you're using. I hate to go into this lesson right now because it's really early on. But if you're using limit stops and it's a spready ticker, you've got to figure out a way around that because sometimes it'll blow through your ticker. So the way that I do is I use an offset on the limit, right? So I say to the computer, sell at 540, but pay down all the way down to 525. So you're giving the computer 15 cents a space should there be an area of illiquidity. And you have to account for that when you're trading these volatile yet spready names. AIIO, one in the same. All right, so we're gonna send it to Joey.
All right, man. This is what my good friend to the right of me has constructed. Quick reminder, Trader TV Live membership. Get Sharif's daily morning research note every trading day. The big market stories, key levels, trade plans, catalysts, and what we're watching into the open. It's only $4.99 a month, and you also get members-only videos, posts, custom emojis, and loyalty badges. Hit join below the video to become a member. Man, oh man.
What happened, Joey?
No, it's good stuff, man. I like what you've done there. It tells you a lot. And it gives you a lot of insight within not only the technicals and the fundamentals, which are key, right? For me personally, I'm going to give an example. Now, it's easier I mean, you go through the earnings report, but sometimes things change in between. And what really changed a lot of my outlook on specific names, Sharif, is the consistent talk of custom ASICs. And it gives you a little bit different of an opinion and a broader aspect of what's actually going on within these spaces and why some stocks are performing the way they are and the way the other ones aren't performing the way you think they would.
I'm assuming you're surreptitiously referring to Nvidia.
Exactly what I'm referring to, man.
Of course.
Exactly
and we know how you felt about Nvidia as of late, and more sympathetic I could not be, because you know when I started pounding the table on application-specific integrated circuits, I said that could be a headwind for the king himself.
Which it has been, and I believe the market's pricing that in, man.
I couldn't agree more with you. But I personally believe that you don't short Nvidia. It's just too risky. You don't have to hold it. Like, you know, we've talked about how we've gotten into this a couple of years back, pre-split, have never added, have never removed, and just sort of hanging in no man's land at the moment, at least in my portfolio. And I gotta tell you, many times I lamented not having added. But then after you see the correction, you're like, all right, well, I guess it is what it is. Guys, a lot of you are mentioning BlackBerry, and I didn't mention it at all. It's not even on my watch list, but the Berry is up about 5.1%. It just got into the day high. There was a lot of selling for whatever reason at 11.85, but that seller just got clipped right at 11.10, and into $12 it goes. The Berry it's been doing quite well. BlackBerry, we're calling it the Berry. Joey, look at this. Look at this chart here on BlackBerry, man.
Yeah, man.
Yo, what is this? 2009?
Apparently.
2010 all over again? What the hell is going on with BlackBerry?
If you don't have BBM, I don't know what you're doing.
Garrett, there's an entire generation that has no idea what you're talking about.
Sia, do you know what BBM is?
I told you she's going to have no idea. Go ahead, Sia, go ahead.
What?
Do you know what BBM is? BBM.
Yeah.
Any idea? Sia, what year are you born in again?
I'm so sorry. 2004.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so they're not a good.
And it's not her fault.
No,
it's
not
her fault at all.
It's something.
Yeah, she has no idea what it is. But can I say something to you?
Yeah.
March 30th. From March 30th to today.
Yeah.
Don't look.
I'm not looking.
What's the percentage up on the Berry? March 30th to today.
I'm going to go 240%.
You were bang on, my guy. 283%.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Nice call on that. So that is BlackBerry. It's been very good. Obviously keep an eye on it. There's a couple of names here that are breaking down that could be replaced by BlackBerry sooner rather than later. But while I tell you about that, let me tell you about this. We're taking prints here on AIIO into 78 pennies. It goes. Alas, it's coming back down now to test that 2/3 of a dollar. So we've got a couple of prints here, but we're not out of the water. My stop goes below 40 on AIIO. We're going to replace here one of these names that's displeasing me, and we're going to put BB, because we're going to hopefully take maybe a couple of good trades here on BB as we set up. All right, let's say hello to everyone. Whoa, what's going on here?
We got a super chat though.
We got a super, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, let me go back to that.
We can pull that up there. It's actually from your number one.
Oh, Judy will.
All right, we'll do this one first.
Stay in Dallas with me. You can drive the Rari. Hold on, guys. I just want to show this person over here.
Legendary trader.
Legendary. Hey. I mean, if this isn't a face you can love, then I don't know what you're looking at, right? Like, this is the kind of thing that I like here, Joey.
Man, that's crazy.
Shout out to Legendary Trader. Thank you for the suggestion there. What do you got, Joey?
So if you had to stay between Judy's place and Ozan's place?
Ozan in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Ozan, save me, Ozan.
Or poor Jesse's there. All right, guys. Words and Stuff says that's a $2 super chat. You could have put a ticker in there. I don't know anything familiar along those lines. But no, in all seriousness, guys, I was going to wait for the pullback here, which would have been the more smart thing to do. 5-minute time frame, AMDL, just to do a little transaction for you guys. It was absolutely nothing from a share size standpoint. indecision print off of the lows 5-minute time frame, and then you find a nice V-shaped reversal. But it's the same narrative that we were talking about on the NASDAQ if you fail to establish a new high and putting in a lower high. So we'll see. We'll hold up. Now you can officially see where I've been long off of the TQQs, and that's going to obviously correlate with where my transaction was performed right here off of those lows, and we piece it all the way out, all the way up to about $74.20 there. Now we'll head over to AMDL. Surprisingly, I thought this thing would be a little bit more liquid than what it is. It's like, this isn't pretty, right? Like, you're sitting on a 14 to 15 cent spread. So I'll add some more at 65.50, but I don't want to get too crazy with buying this name, even though I do believe we can find somewhat of a recovery in some of these memory store or in some of these chip names. What I want to do is actually head over to our watch list and just take a look at some of the names that have been performing the best. I was talking about Google. You're now back up to 351. We look at this from a daily, a nice little recovery right here, guys, but still in a downtrend. Apple down 0.5%, and to the tune where you were down 13 or 14% from peak to that local pivot low, right? Now, Marvell getting hit again today, Sharif. So a little bit tougher of a look, but Meta, I don't know how much weight you hold on with this prediction market stuff that Zuck's getting involved with. I'm not going to hold too much right now, but you're still down 30% in this name.
Is there an advantage, Joey, to doing the prediction markets on Meta? I'm just wondering here because he has such a big network.
Like, when you have billions of people, when you have 1 billion people on Instagram or whatever it is.
Yeah, like, is there going to be like a social aspect to this where he kind of, you see what I'm going with this?
Yeah, yeah, man. Like, if he integrates it into the platforms correctly, then for sure, like, you already have the client base, so why not? But I mean, I guess we could say the exact, it's a different story, but if you're talking about him having such a massive user base and no one really uses his AI products, then I don't know if people are going to sway and get out of the
That's a great point. Right? That's a great point. Yeah. We got to go to Sia, Joey.
Yeah, just keep an eye out on this ticker, FLY, F-L-Y. So it's an Nvidia Inception member. The ticker is up almost 7% on the day, but the chart does look a little bit worse than what it opened at. It's still, however, up 7% a day, like I mentioned. It's launching its Blue Ghost Mission 2, and it builds on Firefly's Blue Ghost Mission 1, which launched in March 2025, which downlinked 120 gigabytes of raw lunar surface imagery and video data on Earth. Keep an eye out. Firefly Aerospace, up 7% on the day. Chart does look a little bit like it's pulling back, but it's still continuing to hold the momentum.
Love Jose, man. What a class act.
He is class act.
He's a joker, so you never really know like what's on the other side of the screen, right? Because he's always joking around, and what a class act he is, man. All class, Jose, and appreciate you, brother. Hopefully we'll be able to see each other because he's been talking about staying at your place for a while now. Now we're gonna go to Dallas, right?
Well, I'm going to stay at his place. Yeah.
All right, Joey. New trade alert over here, as Tiedemann would do. TNMG. Tisha's talking about it. There's a lot of people in the chat talking about it. Mr. Pink is talking about it. Who else? I want to shut them out because there was a lot of people calling this out. Okay, there's less people than I thought. Okay, my bad. Oh yeah, the two-wheel cryptos, double dip chip, all the favorite names over here. Now, this one is a bit of a bamboozler, so you got to be a little bit careful with it. What it does have, though, going well for it are these higher lows. So let me just cancel my stop on this because I do want to add into if it gives me an opportunity. So let's do a little TA here on TNMG. So you can kind of see when this one makes an area high, it almost has an immediate reversal effect. It's done it 4 times. Well, we're about to get to the 4th time. It did it in the pre-market on the biggest volume it's had on the day, 8.15. That's the day high, even though that's not an official high, right? That's $1.28. The official high is 121, which we got into now. And did it again, 9.45. The implied balance open. It pops up into 102. It loses. It goes back to the mid-80s. Again, 10.30. Double top into one mid-teens, say 112, 111, whatever. Drops back down, loses $1 again. So here it is, making more highs and higher lows. The problem is we've already kind of seen this one's hand. So if you're getting in at the high, like I am, then you gotta be ready to be adding some into the area lows. So the question becomes, do you add on the way down, or do you wait for the area low and then you add big boy? right? In this case, I'm probably going to be adding at 103, 105. That's kind of where the trend line looks like it's finding support. So that is what I'm looking at right now. It looks like TNMG could be the best of the bunch. S dot is bleeding its own blood. Is this going to halt down here? Is this halted? I think the dot might be halted, Joey. Yeah, S dot broke into 35. It looked like it was all gas, no brakes, and down goes Fraser. We're halted, I believe, even though it's not showing up on my chart for some reason. Let me load up S dot over here. I'm sorry, Joey.
Yeah.
SDOT. We are not halted down. We're just not moving. Sorry, I thought that this was halted because it was like just completely stagnant. Holding 31, but it just popped up into 35. Now it is holding 30. Into 31 it goes. So a lot of volatility in small cap gappers today. You're going to need to trade these carefully. So that's what I'm looking at right now, Joey. We're looking for TNMG to hold up, pop up, possibly into that 1.25 area. We'll be looking to add some into the low single digits.
Good stuff, man. I mean, here it is, right? Like, we're sitting in this AMD trade. I don't know what call you're specifically talking about there, John Pickett. Let me know. We can have a conversation about it, but I appreciate the good look. Now, we were dollar OTM on this one, and I was mentioning the spread. At times, it's like 10 to 15 cents for a $66 name. That's pretty hefty, and there's some liquidity issues on this bad boy, hence why you're getting a little bit wider of a spread. 2 million shares traded, probably a little bit more because this doesn't start calculating till 6 a.m. So I'd probably give it just under 3 million shares traded. So AMDL using the leverage vehicle here on AMD. Now, as for Tesla, guys, right, we're starting to put in some ABCD patterns, right? Like, so you have A, B, then you have the pullback C, additional leg D. It's the same thing, but as we move higher and higher, the chances of the additional leg slowly start to cool off. What I would prefer to do here, guys, is add into my TQQs trade. I think that's the one where I was talking about we're going to head towards some pre-market highs, and I was being more conservative on this one with a 73.60 bid, and we've been consolidating at 74.50. So that's $1 away, and it looks like we want to take a leg higher, all right? So we'll be patient. We're going to allow those levels to come to us, and there might be an add opportunity on AMDL 66, but I don't want to give any of my profits away, too many of it anyways. You got to continue to swing the bat regardless of where you're standing. Actually, that is not true whatsoever. You can put the bat down for sure and just call it a day. But it's not going to hurt me. But what you do have to do when you are in the green is, what are you willing to lose from your realized standpoint? Risk that. And then that's it. It's if you either make more or you lose what you're actually looking to risk, and then just call it so you walk away positive. Adara.
U.S. President Trump just opined in Truth Social on the Lisa Cook situation. As we know, Fed Governor Lisa Cook was just announced by the Supreme Court in a 5-4 decision. She can stay on the board of the Federal Reserve for now. President Trump, as we know, initially attempted to fire her in August of 2025 related to allegations of mortgage fraud. So here's his response on Truth. Quote, the Cook lawsuit having to do with her suitability in sitting on the board of the Federal Reserve was sent back by the Supreme Court on a strictly procedural basis. We will take appropriate action immediately to make sure that someone who has committed wrongdoing will not be making vital decisions concerning the welfare of the United States of America. So that's President Trump's thoughts here on the Lisa Cook situation. Again, the Supreme Court ruling she cannot be fired and she can stay on the court for now. Again, if they find wrongdoing here in that situation with the mortgage fraud allegations, we'll have to wait and see. Back to you.
Thank you very much for that, Adara. All right, guys, people asking about AXON, another President Trump adjacent name. I don't like this. President Trump bought up to $5 million in Axon stock weeks before ICE sought a $220 million taser contract. That is a report. I'm not vouching for the veracity of the report, but it is what's being reported. AXON having a nice day today, certainly 9.9%. It is expensive, obviously, and the reason I'm talking about it is because Tushar233 asked me to. This is a good level, Tushar, into 524. Like, I doubt there's going to be a lot of traders right now looking to intraday it. Maybe there are, right? But in any event, 507 and 2/3, 507 and a half is volume weighted average price. It is below the 10 EMA right now. But I do like this hold up here, not just because there's VWAP, but look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on the 6th candle, we break out, Joey, above that. I want to say 509, For whatever reason, I would be gauging 510 as a resistance. In any event, it looked like it was 509 that was rejecting. I guess when you're a $525 name, 09 or 10 doesn't really matter all that much. But in this case, it is holding a prior area of resistance. So keep your eye here on AXON. It is in this morning's note for the subscribers. If you want levels on it, it is there. We'll be going through it probably on the rundown. All right, just before we go up and get the euro close with Adira and Juan, just want to mention TNMG popping up, 121 high. We've taken a bunch of prints. In fact, we took a print at 20 that I had there as a liquidity tester. Sadly, I didn't get to add into that dip area, 105, 106 that I was articulating. So I'm going to have to go here with my original shareage. Let's see how this cookie crumbles. While we wait for that, let Adira and Juan tell you about the euro.
Is the European market crumbling or the opposite of crumbling? We'll find out here at this 11:30 a.m. segment where Juan takes us through the euro close.
Thank you, Adira. Hello, everyone. Happy Monday to everyone. So the European market's trading a little bit mixed, following heavy profit-taking over the weekend and some geopolitical frictions, mainly supported by a global tech sell-off or global tech bounce. But major benchmarks recovered some of last week's losses, and the sentiment still remains steady but on alert. If we take a look at some of the indices here, stocks Euro 600, marginally lower, but JP Morgan's upgrade to 680 from 630 definitely made it a little bit neutral throughout the day. The stocks 50, we can see a little bit of gains coming from there, mainly on the back of banking buffers and chip supply stability. But the only laggard, one of the few laggards was in France. Some localized profit taking in the luxury blocks capped the tech lift. So some of the main stories or catalysts coming out of the region, the global tech lift, as you know, that huge relief rally, as well as the $518 billion investment by Samsung and SK Hynix coming from South Korea for a new mega chip-making hub. That definitely pulled things up with long-term AI CapEx restoring a little bit of confidence in investors, and also boosting regional leaders like Infineon and ASML. I mentioned earlier about JP Morgan. They have some bullish upgrades for the stocks 600, end-year target of 680 instead of 630. So they're saying that it's because of corporate earnings and unwinding geopolitical risks, which is so far so good. But the Eurozone is definitely up for a compelling second half for the year. And finally, we need to mention a little bit about the European Central Bank's forum in Sintra, Portugal. Okay, we have to take a look at that because our Fed Chair, Kevin Walsh, is expected to speak at this forum. So keep an eye out for his speech as well as the ECB President, Christine Lagarde's speech. There's going to be some hints on interest rate clues, or maybe something will happen during this forum that we might need to take a look at in further detail.
Yeah, definitely keep an eye here on that ECB forum. I believe also Tiff Macklem of Canada is set to speak there on Canada Day. So interesting look for that. But he's no one-hit wonder. We'll see one again at 3:30 p.m. to talk about the Asian markets. Back to you.
Wonder is crazy.
Joey.
Yeah.
You wanna show what we're looking at there, Joey?
I think you should do the honors.
You, me?
Yeah.
Man.
I could do it, man.
Come on now.
I'll gladly do it, man.
Joey.
Show him it.
Should I do it?
Yeah. If you would.
There goes and dub into all-time highs.
Bro, yeah,
all right, the dub. We're going to show the dub here, Joey. In the $330, Palo Alto Networks is all gas, no break. Joey, correction.
Yeah.
These are official all-time highs, but we all know what this one did in the aftermarket post-earnings. There's the topping till candle right there. So officially, we got, unofficially, because this was aftermarket, pardon me, $338.99. So $339, give or take. Today, the official high is a breach of 330 and a move into 331, 330.92 for Palo Alto Network. Joey.
Damn.
February low, don't look. February low till now. What are we up percentage-wise? February low till right now.
140%.
Get out of here, bro. You definitely look.
I didn't
You're
look. What do we
bang
got?
on,
What do we
bro.
got?
138%.
Oh, let's go.
You're killing it
hey,
today
man,
with
we're on
this.
fire
Okay,
today,
okay.
And I'm
I
usually
like that.
off by a couple hundred percentage points.
Couple of 100%.
Remember what was the other one you were asking?
Yeah, yeah, but that wasn't fair. I think I was asking one of the memory names.
Yeah,
that's a little.
Yeah, well,
that's
hold
tough.
on, man. Okay, so we're gonna play
Go
that
ahead.
game. What are we up on? Don't look, man. I feel like you're looking.
I swear I'm not looking. The
Okay,
chat
you
can
ready?
see where I'm looking.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
So from April lows to where we're currently trading at,
On
what are
what?
we up on CrowdStrike?
Crowd.
Yeah.
So it's going to be similar
Yeah.
to Pandub.
Yeah.
It's not going to be that much different. I want to say, so if it was 140,
Yeah.
138 and change for Pandub.
Yeah.
So I'll go 120. I'll go 131.
Okay, 106. 106.
That's it.
Yeah, that's
eh?
pretty good. I mean,
That's it, eh,
Yeah,
Joey?
Don't make me do it, man. That's it, brother. That's it. Now I have to do it here.
What are you
Why
gonna do,
didn't
man?
you,
He's gonna go to the board,
we're gonna
eh?
go to the portfolio,
All right,
man. Your
all
boy up
right.
19%. I'm still sitting in that third place spot.
How's
just in
everybody
case.
doing on that, by the way?
I mean, you're sitting in that 7th slot. The chat
oh.
down. You're still in the bottom of the barrel, chat. You guys got to perform a little bit better.
Mm.
My boy Mateo holding on to that 12th
haven't
spot.
seen that guy
he's
in a minute, man.
Well, there's no
Exactly.
there's no office, so
Exactly,
shout out to him.
yeah.
My hockey buddy, we all love Mateo. He's down 20% here, so a little bit tougher of a look. Sean Obi holding up into that 1st and 2nd spot. Your boy Joey O in that 3rd spot.
Did you have a look at FCell today?
It's up bigly again. Man.
Another
Yeah, that's something that you wanna look at.
21%. I told y'all, man, the sell's moving, baby.
How's Bloom doing today?
It's down. It's up. It's not at highs. It's about almost $100 off the high, but it's up 5.8. But it's a sell's world. It's a sell's time to shine now. Like Bloom already shined, right?
hear you.
But FCell, guys, I told y'all, man, FCell, just be careful. Watch the technicals. But FCell has been making a move, and it's been making a move for, I think, a month now. We've been telling you about this. So, take profits where they lie, right?
Yeah.
And don't hold forever.
Absolutely. I think maybe I believe we're starting to see a little bit of a rotation, right? So maybe into the energy names, some of these energy names, because they're hydrogen cell, aren't they, or something?
Yeah, but then again, yes, you're right. Yes, they have the hydrolyzer, they have a
yeah.
bunch of different things. But we've been talking about some of these traditional hydrogen names like Bloom kind of deviating away from their moat. Like Bloom has nat gas generators, dude. Like, what the hell does that have to do with hydrogen?
Yeah, fair enough. And I don't think Plug Power has been performing that well, but I could be
I'm not
totally
touching
wrong.
that thing.
Yeah, Plug was, I remember trading this name. Yeah, it hasn't done much. It doubled at one point, but then started to come back in a little bit here. Other than that, guys, we're still holding on to this. We're not going to get that dip buy at 73.60 here on the TQQQs. We're still holding on to our position. We have AMDL. Maybe we can hold that to 69. That'll give us $1 plus and change. But this has definitely been our winner chicken dinner. We'll hit the money on the Stone Cold, or and the Stone Cold here momentarily, as the NASDAQ is up over a percentage point at this point. Given in the day here, Sharif, we're up 1.5%. You can see the TQQQs, you're up 4 3/4. So it's been a nice recovery. And I'm going to be frank, as I typically am with everyone here, is that after this selling, right, we had that nice strong move this morning, but then from 9.54 all the way to 10.19, even though it's not that much, it looked pretty aggressive. And I was thinking, hey, are we going to go short? But there was a couple indecision prints and some price action candles that displayed themselves that said, hey, let's rock and roll long. And then I seen it again at the volume weighted average price, hence why I posted up at this specific level, but the market showing really good signs of strength right now and not getting that pullback that I was anticipating, and now off to the races it goes. We're long 71.90s, the TQs are 75.35, so it's been a pretty good one.
All right, man, we got the ad on TNMG. It is continuing to drop, but I did expect this because it has done this basically all day, right? Where it makes a new area high, and then it has a lot of trouble holding that area high, only to come back down and put in a higher low. So let's go ahead, throw our stop on this bad boy here. 4 down to 80, there we go. So we just did get 105s. So I did get my ad into 105 there, but that's not the end of the matter, right? I give it to area low. The area low is below the area of 90 pennies. I ideally like for it to hold above the dollar, and by extension of that, the volume weighted average price, but I'm a market observer, not a market mover. Continuing to watch AIIO, having trouble with 60, and I'm starting to feel that it's a little top heavy here. So it's a 578 high, we have that print, but ever since, it's really had trouble clearing prior bar high. We have a couple of equal prior bars, but on the 5-minute that is, but I'm not really getting vibes that this one could be ready to go. So we'll keep a close eye on AIIO. Nothing changes on my plan as of yet. But Chris, you guys astutely pointed this one out in the chat, and rightfully so. Into 43 pennies it goes. That is obviously, you know, sub $0.50. But the volume is what I don't like as much about CRIS on the day. Take a look at the volume bars in the middle part of your screen, and then look at the bottom right part of your screen on the black charts. There's like, you can't even see the volume bars from today. They're so overshadowed by the huge amount of volume we were doing on Chris on Friday. So I am a little bit concerned with that. S dot still putting in generally lower highs, so you got to be alive to that as well. But it is putting a bull flag pattern. When the flag breakout comes, your guess is as good as mine. You can do one or two things here. You can wait for the breakout decisively on a closing print, or you could build your position in this downward channel towards the low end of the range. My suggestion, and that's all that it is, never advice, a suggestion would be $30, give or take. That takes you to the low end of the range. Keep your eye here on SDOT. It's a multi-day runner, and it's, well, you know, a couple of bucks off highs, but it's a 35-buck name. So there goes AIIO back into the mid-60s. We'll take the opportunity to get a print there. Alas, no print, as the spread is still being ridiculous on this very, very, wow, it just really opened up there. So we'll post at 65, we'll post at 69, we'll post above that at 74. Let's let this one manifest. BlackBerry is making the move though, guys. There goes BlackBerry for the first time through $12. Not a small cap gapper and not parabolic. We're talking 6. But I'd say a predictable area of support vis-a-vis that green line. That green line will always be the 10 exponential moving average on the 5-minute charts, on my black charts always, without exception. 1209 high, 1210 high, Joey. BlackBerry breaking through 12 for the first time, and I'm willing to bet a long time. Let's check the daily. Oh my days. Look at this chart, dog. This is a nice looking chart.
Yeah, man.
This is a good looking chart here,
check
Joey.
Nokia. Nokia is a pretty nice chart.
Absolutely.
Man.
But I think Nokia's probably moving for different reasons, because Nokia's got that next gen 6G, 5G build out, right?
Oh, is that what they got
I'm
going,
just
huh?
assuming BlackBerry doesn't deal in that world. Yeah. Fact check me, chat. Why is Nokia moving up? Like, what is the main reason that it's continuing to go? In any event, AII continuing to go. S dot is moving again here. Here we go. Here comes $35. $35 has been a very staunch area of resistance on SDOT. And I want to bring your attention to the 1120 candle on the 5-minute chart, the high of which I believe is almost like 34.98 on the dot. So we have been rejecting off that level. Keep your eye here on 35 to see if it clears.
Good stuff, guys. All right, we took some off exactly when we said we were going to here on AMDL. Again, this was just more or less to see that you guys see what we have going on. A nice little $1.68. We could unload this, and I have no issue. Just because my risk to reward isn't where I want it to be, I would like to add some more shares at the volume weighted average price, but I don't know if we're going to get there again. So as long as we don't come back to the break even, then we'll let this trade ride. We have no issues. We're not going to hit panic mode or anything along those lines on this one. All right. So we'll keep our eyes on it. Break even, we're at a dodge, a nice climb higher in the NASDAQ once again, guys, heading into 75.50. This has definitely been our best trade of the day. It's working for us. Get it, Joe. I love you, brother. All right, man, I appreciate you. I love you too, Jack of Art. Good stuff. You're a good individual. I can tell already. Nothing but positivity, and that's what we want to see. Now, as for NVDL, guys, this was another name that we were trading bright and early this morning, finally finding its road to recovery. An add on this position here, just tripling up our size. Once again, nothing crazy from a size standpoint, but we'll take it for what it is. I don't know why I always, every time I log into my P Pro 8, I blew out capital on one of my side charts, just in case anyone was curious.
Private credit guy.
Yeah, I know. Apparently, but here it is, right? So we take some off, and then we eventually get stopped out break even. Now we're fortunate, man. We're shooting at 100% clip rate on today's session, Shreve. Amid all the chaos,
That's
this
crazy.
bright and early this morning in the household. 68.50. I'm gonna post up up here on AMDL. If we get that, then we'll be all out of this position, and we're okay with that. Small share size, nice little rally for us here.
Get it, Joey.
Oh, okay. Oh, I clicked the screen and it took me out. That was accidental, guys. Oh, well, we'll take it all off there. We're up about a 1% on NVDA, and you can see that we got 2% here on AMD. We'll head back over to the TQQQs because that's the name that we're sitting in. Going to have to be more patient for a pullback, but I mentioned this bright and early, just the fact that, okay, we put in a higher low, which is good, and now we're heading towards the high of the day. Wish we had some more size.
AIO breaking out.
Okay, go ahead. If you hold on, let me say one more thing.
Do your thing, Joey.
So what we have here is we had the indecision print on the lower time frame, but this is why I decided to post up just in case we got another pullback. That indecision print right at VWAP, and then off to the races it goes. We're gonna put in a new high of the day here momentarily in the Nasdaq.
There's my man. All right, there goes AIIO and SDOT. SDOT into the high of the day. AIIO into the high of the day. They're both ripping. We happen to have one, not the other. 3580 on SDOT, but I need to bring your attention to the fact that we are below 35 again, and it kind of just builds on the point that we've been talking about. SDOT has some resistance at 35, but now I see a 36 print manifesting another high a day here on SDOT, up very nice. And there's 3690. The breakout is on now on SDOT. It's moving dollars at a time, baby, from 36 right into 37, minus 7 pennies here. We could see 40 sooner rather than later. Be on the lookout here, but also be on the lookout for a retracement into 35. If 35 was such a resistance level, such a staunchy resistance level, you need to look for it now as a possible, underline that possible area of support. So we're going to keep a close eye there, and if warranted, we will execute on the dot as well. Continuing to watch here, AIIO, I'm looking for a move into 6. As you see, the red lines on my chart, those are resting orders, and they're ready to take profits should the price action make it all the way up there. So we're going to keep an eye here on AIIO. But I also want to shout out my man there in the chat, calling out ZZ Top. You like that? You like that? ZZ Top's a band? Or
yeah, I'm pretty something
along
those. I think it's past my time. You still got your girl up there.
Yeah, I know. Close that up. Oh my God. I'm pretty sure. Is it a singer or a band?
It might be a group, man.
Yeah, man. I heard of them one time on 2.5 Men, Joey. That's all I know.
The chat will fact check us real quick.
Yeah,
you guys don't know. Dude, I'm literally gonna be like, someone's gonna be like, you don't know ZZ Top, and then the first comment I look at, y'all don't know ZZ Top.
Of course. Man, you're going to get, look, brother, whether you know it or you don't, you're going to get rinsed by the chat, right? Man. That's what, they're here to troll you. No, the point is, I was talking to my man ZZ Top there in the chat, and he's like, look, man, I'm zigging and zagging here with $8, and more sympathetic I could not be to the zig and zag trade, as we are always caught in those, it feels like. But look, man, this is an ascending wedge pattern. However you square the circle, you want to look locally here at the 785, 780 support. There's that. How about the higher lows from the area bottom of 741, then into 7.5, and then into 7 4/5. So higher low, higher low, higher low. All the while, you are leaving that top area of resistance. That's what we lovingly call, of course, a flat top break. I like your trade on this one, brother. Just be patient. But, as Joey always says, never fall in love. So should, for example, the closing print from Friday, 780 on the day get breached, I personally would get out of the trade, perhaps set up a little bit better. But WEN, yes, in focus here. Not a big, but you can see the price action on Friday as well, showing that this one was very much in traders' purview there. So continuing to watch as well here, AIIO. And looks like we're back in the money here on TNMG. So it's time to take prints into 14. Pleased with this one, but not pleased that I don't have more orders to take account of price spikes. So going to throw some out there, and we're going to throw some into the $1/5 of a dollar as well, Joey. And that is what I've got for now. How about yourself?
Good stuff, man. Trav, man, for real. My guy is always keeping it real, that's for sure. A positive individual as well. I agree.
He's
everybody likes a sharp dress. He's always just complimenting us and stuff like that on our attire. So thank you very much, Trav, man.
Hold on, I got to read this.
Yeah, I read it. Okay,
Womb
stretch. Read it.
What?
Where?
I was born at a ZZ Top concert in 1984.
All right.
I feel like is that from Modern Family?
ZZ Top?
Because
no, bro, I'm pretty sure these guys are like,
they refer to that. I think because one of the children of the main couple on Modern Family, I forget, Claire and whatever, Phil, I'm pretty sure their oldest daughter, they said she was born at a ZZ Top concert. Or she was conceived.
Conceived. But that's two totally different things.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, they're right. I don't know. I think that's from there. I could be wrong, though. If any Modern Family fans in the chat, let me know if...
an American rock band from the 70s, it looks like there.
Get it, Ozan.
Yeah, Sharif.
What's that?
Modern Family, yes.
Hold on, was that accurate? Did I actually come up with that?
No, you said Modern Family fans in the chat. Let me know, so I'm just like.
No way. Yes. Score.
See, topping around the 7. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, man. I mean, hey, let's continue to rock and roll. We did have the pullback here on AMDL. That trade's now finished. We were waiting for 68.50. Good thing we got out a little bit before then, because it would have pulled back right into our break-even entry where we first got involved with it. Now the TQQs. Let's see if we can head up into 76. Man, this pullback is not coming. But a lot of people saying, hey, Joe, can you take a look at MSTR for me? Absolutely. Michael Saylor and company buying some shares back. And I mean, in the bigger, let's see, we're going full. MSTR is up 8%, but this 8% in the bigger picture doesn't seem like very much, right? I mean, it's not like a crazy engulfing session. Not to be a negative answer, we're just going to look at the technicals for what they are. So again, bigger picture, nothing crazy, but it's better than nothing. Now, I mentioned before the fact that if I'm going to add into my Bitcoin position, it's probably going to be via a leverage system, and that's going to be MSTR. $80, I'm not going to really complain about, to be honest with you. And same with BM&R. BM&R sitting around like $13. I mean, if you're willing to sit in these for a couple of years, I don't know how much uglier it can get. I mean, obviously it can go to 0.
Thanks, Joe.
But I know.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, hey, man, it is what it is, though, Sharif, man. Like, again, you're off bigly off of the all-time highs, man. Obviously, it can go significantly lower, but ever since Tom Lee joined the company, I think the narrative has changed, and I don't think structurally, the narrative in Bitcoin and Ethereum has changed. It's just a total rotation out of the space. They're optionable. You can still hedge within the systems. It's just that they're shiny new toys, in my opinion, and we're in a funky area, in a weird spot within the Bitcoin halving cycle. Who knows what's going to happen with it? Only time will tell. And I think once we head into 2027, late 2027 and early 2028, I think that's going to be a big teller of where the trajectory of this asset class is going to go.
Well said, Joey. S-Dot accumulating for another move here, guys. I think I'm going to get involved with the DOT. This could make or break my days. It's ripping. Joey just was about to hit the punch key. There it goes into another high a day. I had a feeling, man. I was just about to punch and I hesitated. Shouldn't have done that, but there goes S-Dot into another area high, 38.34. It feels like SDOT is on the way to the whole dollar, or sorry, the $10 level. I'm talking about $40. It's up 75 2/3. So it's not even that much. I mean, for a small cap gapper, we could easily see this at 100% on the day, but you need to account for the spread on this one. Right now, it's tightening up to 23 pennies. It is not always that way. In fact, I saw it as wide as 70 some odd pennies. So that could cost you a lot of money just doing business. Here comes again. Here comes a high daybreak. There it goes again, Joey. 38.60, 38.72 now of the high of the day. 39. Here comes 40. 40.54 limit up on SDOT. I'm not saying we're about to halt. I'm giving you the halt level there through $40. So keep your eye out on that. And then AIIO is displeasing me. It's coming back in here into 70 pennies. Time for me to take off some more, as we'll continue to watch and see if this one can work its way back. There's another high a day on S-Dot, 39.34. I feel like $40 incoming here. Perhaps flip to the 5-second chart on SDOT to spot areas of support and resistance, local areas of support and resistance. Looks like there is some support here. I want to say around 38 or 37.50. Those are the levels that we rejected before we continued on. That's on the 5-second chart. So be on the lookout for that as well. SDOT, I see you, Tisha. Tisha's all over SDOT as well. She should be, because it's doing real well. Oh no, down goes Fraser. TNMG displeasing me greatly here. Coming back down, I stop out below 90 pennies. We'll take this opportunity likely to add if this one's going to hold trend of higher lows. So 90 would be my line in the sand on that level, on TNMG. If it doesn't hold that, then we'll take an L on this one. But we've locked in some profits on it. We're out of the money right now on it to the tune of 5 pennies. But this could be an interesting add opportunity here. Just found support at 1, but the local area low, the way I see it, is 90, Joe.
All right, good stuff. We have a $5 super chat here, guys. If we can pull that bad boy up here from a great member of our community. One of my you guys are my favorite. Cheese in a chair, Mr. Daniel himself.
Itza is how you say chair in Mandarin, Joey.
Okay.
Itza.
All right, man. So it's just now you know.
We're gonna be doing random Mandarin words from now on.
Okay. So I like that, man. I can support that for sure. The person in the chat wasn't complimenting your attire, you silly nincompoops. Sharp Dressed Man is the name of a song by ZZ Top.
Somebody did mention that in the chat.
Okay.
Yes, Sharp Dressed Man. They told me to listen to that. Yeah, I saw that.
All right.
I know.
Hey, man. I feel like Adara might have knew that or something.
Nincompoop.
You didn't know. Adara didn't know that one. Okay. So yeah, I mean, hey, thanks for that. Yikes. Apparently, Ramin knew that one as well too.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
There's no way Ram knew that was it.
What's that?
No way.
What's that grocery store called in LA, Ramin?
Whole Foods?
Erewhon.
Oh, I didn't know.
Would you go there? It's like $20 smoothies and stuff like that. It's like
I don't even know where is that. Like, I go to LA a lot.
LA.
My sister. I know
ridiculous.
Where in
Prices
LA?
are ridiculous.
Have you been there? See?
Where in LA?
No, it's like all over LA. It's called Erewhon, so they're pushing they push healthy stuff. You can basically get healthy stuff anywhere and make it at home, but they're charging like $30 for salads sometimes.
Yeah. For the hip individual people. All right, man. It's been a pretty good one so far, Sharif. I hope you're having a fantastic day. We got the Teachable Qs. Joe, that's how Missing Persons documentary starts? Okay, I don't know. All right. I have no idea. Anyways, aside from that, man, thanks for joining us. 6,000 of you watching. I haven't looked at the likes or the subscribe, so just do us a solid and make sure you hit the like for not myself, but everyone else.
Oh, there he is.
For everyone behind me, thank you very much for that. So yeah, it's been a good one, guys. So we'll keep it cool here, and we'll stay golden, just like Ponyboy. We'll run through our watch list, which we have yet to do completely here today. We have Netflix. We're gonna start at the top. I'm going to see USO up 1.6%, but also that's correlating with the NASDAQ up 1.6%. The SPY is up 1 1/3 here, Sharif. We're getting actually some negativity in the VIX, so volatility is starting to cool down. And I mentioned this time and time again. It's easier to play the put side of things in the VIX with cooling down of volatility, so the compression of the average true range, opposed to anticipating volatility stepping into the market. Now, we have SpaceX up 2 1/3, Microsoft down 0.5%, Amazon up 4%, Tesla up 5%. I'm not even looking at this name. So we're continuously stair-stepping. Pull back 1, pull back 2, and then now you put in a new high. So a nice recovery here on TSLA. The next heavy hitter we got looks like it's starting to form somewhat of a flag here, ladies and gentlemen, but it can also curl over, allow the volume to step in, and that will help you anticipate which direction we may potentially head. Now, 25% to the downside here in Broadcom. That's a tougher look if you ask me. Meta up 2.6%. Mags, someone calling it the lag 7 last week, but Mags is up 2.6%, so not too bad of a look there. AMD up 0.5%, and Palantir up 2%. IBM, we're up 0.75%, and a couple other names. TSM holding on to positivity, but we're almost down 2% here in INTC and Intel. And Texas Instruments, the sleeper of the market, in my opinion. Oh my God, Sharif. Applied Materials is up 11.5% here today. Yeah. So that's some big time move, man. I like the look of Applied Materials, Jim.
All right. I like that.
I think that one.
Get it, Joey. All right, here we go. We're watching here AIIO because, well, this is AIIO? Yeah, it just got back near that area high, so we're watching here. I just got into S-Dot as well. I've got 42 and a fifth on the dot. I'm looking for a bigger squeeze and a hold of 40. There's a seller here locally at 42, so we're out of the money on this one. It did pop up into 42 moments ago, and it was met with an aggressive sell. So a little concerned. I will have to give this one a lot of room just based upon the price action. It is a little extended here, but I'm looking to scalp. If we can get back into that 43 on the dot is the high of the day on SDOT. Here it is showing 88s again. It's been quite aggressive. Let's see if it can get up into that 100% range. Wow, it just took out all my orders through the area high into 67. Here's 43. We'll take out more there. How many shares do we have on SDOT? There we go. Looking for continuation, Joey. On this one, looking for a bigger move up to test 43. There's a seller here at 69 that we can't shake locally. So we'll continue to watch that. And just as I hit that, there it goes, Assassino, into a new high day, 44 bucks. Give me my money, man. There we go. We're looking for continuation, Joey. And while we look for that, C is going to tell you about this.
Ooh.
Thank you so much. Let's begin by taking a look at the three major averages and what they're doing at the moment. The SPY currently up 1.25%. The triple Qs are up very close to 2%, whereas the Dow up 0.40% on the day. I have two updates for you right now. We're just gonna take a look at Google over here. So Alphabet, as of today, has, as we do know it, joined the Dow. The Dow Jones Industrial Average shares are up 4.2% at the moment. So it's helped the Dow a lot. It's up now, as I mentioned, 0.4% on the day. Also, another thing we're going to take a note of is Marvell. So Marvell is expected to see more of an upside after benefiting from an AI-linked surge, and demand for its products is coming from comments from UBS. The bank has also raised its price target on Marvell to $340 from $230, implying a 27.5% upside from its Friday's close. And that's all for happening now. Sending it back to the guys.
Yeah, I like that. I like that one.
I like that. I like that.
Where the money at?
Oh, da-na-na-na-na.
Tell them where it's at, Sharif.
I don't know.
Well, you just yeah. Come on, bro.
There goes AIIO. Not at the high of the day quite yet. It's showing high a day, 590 now on the ask, but that hasn't officially printed. But here comes $6 on AIIO. Very pleased with this trade. Shout out to my man Dewey. He's printing on SDOT. He's printing on AIIO. We're going to shout out the Dewsters in the chat.
Oh.
Hope he prints and continues to print multiple storms on his side of the screen. We're watching that one, Joey. But we also, I forgot to mention that I got into the berry of black. We just took out 209s there. We got 202s. It's not a big trade on this one, right? We're kind of just looking to defend 12, Joey, because this one has been respecting the 10 EMA on the 5. So we're trying to ride trend on this monster. So we'll see how this cookie crumbles, but very pleased here, at least initially, with the trading on the day. Things are continuing. But I want to mention SDOT is bleeding its own blood here, coming back down into 40. So be on the lookout. So number one, you got to be looking for 40 bucks SSCino, right? But you also got to be looking at prior bar low. The 1155 bar takes you down to 38.55. So if you lose that, you've lost trend because you haven't had a breach of prior bar since 1130. It's been all gas, no brakes right now on this one. So make sure you're using sound risk management skills. Shout out to Blicky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Blicky, man. People
you thought differently of Blicky once you actually found out what that meant.
Well, I didn't think differently. I thought it was like
I thought you
Britney Spears
time,
related.
Man.
No, I had no idea. I really didn't. I got to tell you the truth, right? I can pretend like I knew. Like, but
he's born the same year as you.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, he's ancient then.
Oh.
Yeah, well, there you go. Shout out to my man Blicky. All right, let's mosey on up to the big desk. The Dara has happening now, but Neil is on vacation in jolly old London, so there's not going to be any Neil's lessons.
Guys, by the way, sorry, well, before we send it over, only 333 likes. Tiffany will shut the show down if that doesn't
Shut it down, Tiffany.
If that doesn't get to 1,000 by the time we get back from CS. So, all right, guys, we're going to send it off to happening now.
We're going to
It makes the confusion over who is talking about what when I'm currently speaking. It's not happening now. It's actually going to be news. So AMZN in focus here. The information reporting that Amazon could be paying more for Anthropic's technology under a new deal. Now, apparently this new renegotiated deal is going to be involving tokens based on compute hours. So again, Anthropic renegotiating with Amazon. This new deal is going to be based on tokens as opposed to compute hours. Amazon also apparently evaluating other AI models to mitigate rising costs from Anthropic. Again, some Anthropic Amazon deal shakeups here. AMZN kind of at a pivotal level here. This is being reported again by The Information. Back to you.
Yeah, well, I'd pay more for Anthropic's model than I would for OpenAI. Did a little bit more work on the weekend.
Okay.
With Claude, it's just superior, man. And I started labeling all these chats like wellness specialist, personal trainer. Like I'm designing these very, very hyper-specific strength training routines to account for my latest caloric deficit diet. Like everything is blended. And the beautiful part is when you switch the chat, like say you go from like your personal training chat to your nutrition chat, it is able to know the details that you gave it in the other chat, so it can cross-reference that. So you don't have to re-enter the details again. And again, my favorite part about Claude is its level-headedness. And
you were mentioning that.
Yeah, it doesn't tend to sway one extreme or the other. Yeah. And this is from a guy who refused to use it initially for an ideological purpose, for a reason, right?
I remember.
And so I'm just going to admit that I didn't have this one right.
I said, use that. What do you think of, I know I was talking to you last night about Dario. Did you? I
saw that one with Emily Chang.
Yeah.
You're talking about that?
Yeah, what do you
think
about
it? So I started it, Joey. I didn't go through too deep on it.
Yeah.
Has he lost weight? I feel like he's smashing some GLP-1s.
He's probably doing something.
Dario's losing weight.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
He looked a little bit plumpier on some of the podcasts he went into earlier in the year. Now I see him and he's like, his face is slimmer. He's looking taller and leaner.
I mean, if your company is almost worth $1 trillion, wouldn't you want to be in the best shape possible?
I would want to be, always.
What do you think about him as a person? I told you, I don't know.
Super awkward, but so are these guys.
If you watch SBF interviews, Sam Bankman-Fried is which I'm referring to, and Dario, there's some similarities.
Is there actually?
Yeah. Watch them.
I hope they don't have
lack of eye contact.
Interesting.
I don't know if that's for other specific reasons, but they do the same thing. Like they'll sway away.
Is that right?
It's like they're kind of hiding something.
I don't like hearing that.
Yeah. Watch the two, right?
Okay,
I've watched a bunch. Watch them.
Does she press him?
I wouldn't say she presses.
She doesn't press. She presses a lot of people. I don't feel like there's a couple of things. She's like, hey, people who are all in it. It was kind of obvious. She's like, what do you think about people who are YOLOing this AI play? And he's like, I'm not going to mention any names. Obviously, he hates Altman. You know,
and that's
right?
that's
everybody
what I'm getting
hates
at.
Altman.
That's what I'm getting at. He's like, he was most likely referring to this individual there.
He
right?
did, bro. I saw that part, Joey. I did see that part. I saw that part.
Yeah. It's like he said it without saying it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think that got clipped on TikTok.
It's the lack of like eye contact, like in him swaying and stuff, and it was very similar to watching interviews with Sam Bankman.
Great take, man. Yeah, now you motivated me to watch it. I'm
not saying it's a sketch ball like SBF. I don't know if we can say that about him, but I just said it. But other than that, like he was up to something behind the scenes, right? And sure enough, the man is now sitting in prison. I'm not saying that's going to be the same.
He was trying to get out.
Yeah, of course he is. Boy, if you're in there,
you're see some of the trades that he would have made money on if he held?
He did, yeah.
He must be punching the concrete walls.
Yeah, obviously.
Let's say hello to some of these people who supered, Joey? Yeah. Andrew Fischella, he dropped him 5 nice one in the chat. Thank you. But there's no comment attached, man. Oh, here it is. Another. So he dropped 2. Yeah. Boys, both of you would love the views here. We are Erewhon, we are at Erewhon, trust me. Oh, really, eh? Fantastic. We're going to take a picture of that so I remember to look at it later. Thank you to Andrew, man. I hope you have a great time. Shout out to Andrew. There we go. Mark, 9670, good night from China. Okay. All right, China. Man, good night. So, 他会睡觉.
Good night.
他会睡觉.
Good night.
Means he will sleep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Where's my man, Michael? Michael, did I get that right? 他会睡觉. He will sleep. 他会睡觉. No? Got it?
Yeah.
Hey, I got the nod from Michael. All right, all right. All right, good look, good look. All right, Joey, we're taking prints here on BlackBerry. Right into the high of the day it goes. 12.15, we're pleased. We're not pleased, though, quite frankly, with the TNMG trade. Now it's starting to put lower highs in. Quite frankly, I'm a little worried here, Joey. What do you got?
Okay, good stuff. I got a small amount to swing TKO, says Lemon's family. I like that one. My boy iGrow fighting, I was saying to him. I haven't seen Ryan O'Day in the chat. Jesse has not been present here today, but we got all of you, and thank you for hitting that like. It's not where we want it to be, but Assassino and Tiffany are very lenient individuals, and they'll allow the stream to continue. Otherwise, they were going to shut it down really quick. But let's head over to TKO, okay? And just take a look at this name. I mean, I was grabbing it in the 185 is when I said I was going to start to allocate a little bit of this. I just think due to the fact that you have the WWE, and I know a lot of people, iGrow and Ryan O'Day, you're gonna and Lemons, or sorry, Hangry Wife. I know you're in the chat and you guys watched the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Now, there's some things looming around the organization, obviously, but I don't think that's going to change because such a majority of this is held by Dana White and the higher ups. So I continuously and will like this name. You're not going to get any forms of crazy or capital appreciation in it. Like, even though you get 16% off of those lows, it's just a nice steady uptrend. It's, I mean, it's not something I'm going to call a safe haven, but if you zoom out on this, it doesn't look like a bad underlying. And like I said, when in doubt, zoom out. You go down from $9 to where we're currently trading in the span of, I mean, less than a decade. That's some good capital appreciation if you ask me. And the monthly is just showing some complete signs of strength. And that's what we want, right? That's what we're looking for, is those things where you're not going to get absolutely destroyed and think you're going to lose the majority of your investment. I seen a funny meme over the weekend where this guy is just crying. And he's like, just please, God, I don't even want any profit. I just want my deposit back. And that's what individuals here are doing with MSTR and some people who have been buying Bitcoin up in the high 126s or in the 120s, I should say. And then now you're losing 60% of your investment. Like, guys, full disclosure, I'm one of those individuals who, as soon as IBIT came to market, I was buying it. Now, we had some nice moves. I did trim some, which I'm fortunate enough to do, and trim some even more on the way down. But now you're just back to where you were from February of 2024. Okay, and that's what's fearful for me. Like, same thing with Microsoft. I've never been a shareholder of Microsoft, but if you want to go to worst case scenario, you're back to levels of November of 2023. Okay, that's not fun. You want to see steady appreciation, and times for me, I'm not gonna, which is crazy. Some people would be like, "Bro, what are you even talking about?" But time's a ticket, right? And same thing with NVDA, right? Like people have goals that they want to achieve and other things, and that's why when you're investing in the stock market, it's more or less capital that you can afford to lose. You don't want it. You don't want to count on it too much, even though, once again, in doubt, zoom out, and you see some nice steady appreciation, especially in the overall market. But we're right back to levels of October of 2025, all right? So, I mean, we're going to be approximately 3 months away from those levels, and then it's a year of almost doing nothing. Now, you get on these big parabolic moves, I understand that, but are you willing to sit and wait and do that for X amount of time? 8 months of consolidation and then very little appreciation. It's tough, but hey, if you have confidence in the names, then continue to hold. And especially if you're the best in class, the chances of you having some success or greater success does increase, all right? So John Pickett, you tell him, Joey, do you know how fun it is? Fun is TQs. Okay, there's a lot of fun in there. Today, yeah, TQs has been absolutely great, Johnny P. We like it. Pardon me?
New higher.
New, yeah, okay, what is
fun.
that? New fun? Yeah, okay.
No, it just means it's fun.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I got a small, so we went over Lemon Family. Yeah, guys, so if there's anything specific that you guys want to go over, put it in the chat. We got Peiko in the chat again.
Get him, Joey.
Oh, boy, socks out. He does the same emojis every time. Dollar money storm. We'll hit this for our boy Peiko. Where is the money storm? Haven't hit that in a while. And I hope everyone's having a fantastic Monday. It was a Monday. It was an absolute beautiful weekend in the city of Toronto and on the East Coast. So I hope everybody.
You got some color, my guy.
Yeah, brother, I was standing in Stacked Market. Did I tell you? Did you hear me say it this morning that Big Sean showed up? Yeah. To stacked market yesterday.
Where is stacked market? I don't even know.
Dude, right at, I swear you were there not too long ago, right at Bathurst and Front Street.
Oh, is it the one with
the
those
sea cans?
Yeah, so they've got the big what's it called? Shipping containers.
Yeah.
I know about that. My bad.
That's stacked market.
Yeah. Okay. Good call.
Okay, hold on. Here we go. There we go. We got a couple super chats. I can't wait to get to the next one.
Why are you like that, bro? Why are you like this?
It's your baby. Well, where would you buy the dip for IBIT to hold 6 months to a year? I mean, I think you're in that area right now where you slowly start to grab some. We often talk about don't buy everything at once.
Don't buy.
You grab a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, and a little bit there, okay? So you're down 60%. I don't know how much more you're going to ask, right? Now, Sharif, everyone likes Big Teddy. I don't know what that means, but oh, this is a different individual with a new profile picture, which we will pull up here, but let's read the super chat. Sharif, you look like my pool guy. I watch him from window when he cleans. He doesn't even know. Have a good day, cutie. That's insane.
Bro, that's some predatory stuff.
Yeah, that is scary stuff.
That's like predatory, my guy.
And if you look half of what your picture looks like, I would be fearful of my life.
I gotta tell you, Joey, the more and more I look at that picture, the more I'm starting to think,
this is a whole new one. I don't know if you've seen this one.
It would be a good match between them and I. You know what I mean? Like,
you think it would be a good match?
Right click, I'll show you how to do it. I'll show you how to do it live. Okay. Right click, open image in new tab.
Yeah.
There you go.
Are we doing it?
Ooh.
Man. I would be fearful. But remember, don't forget, I had, who was it? Big Tammy from Bama?
Tammy.
From Bama? Remember Big Tammy from Bama? That was That was my my big fan there. Big Tammy.
Save us, Sia. What are the small caps doing right now? Tell us, please.
I might actually. No worries, I got you. I might actually with that last ticker over here. Let's talk about the 3 individual tickers, but IWM currently down almost to 8% on the day. So first one I have for you is SLS, the SELLAS Life Sciences Group. That's ticker SLS, jumping nearly 13% at the end of last week. It's held on to that momentum. It's currently up almost 14% on the day after the biopharmaceutical company, it's what that is, has disclosed updates to the severance agreements for its top 3 executives, which has sparked a renewed speculation of a buyout. We have TNMG is up 113% on the day, driven all by sheer volume and speculative energy. There's no fundamental shifts here, but something to note of. And finally, we have UPC, Universe Pharmaceuticals, has agreed to acquire Best Praise International Limited, an all-stock deal valued at $10.8 million. It's up 288% almost on the day. So Universe will be paying for the acquisition with about 4.8 million shares of its common stock, and this deal expected to close in the 3rd quarter. Sending it back to you.
Juan, is that you? Is that you in the chat?
Where is
get the production team to give you a manager's account, Juan, because your name should be coming up blue, brother. You're part of the team now,
That's great. Man. Well, apparently he's in the wedding party.
Eddie's dunking on me, and I'm trying to help him out over here, but he's dunking on me in the chat. I love Juan. Juan's great, man.
He's a good guy.
You can never turn on.
I didn't know he was. I didn't know he was so.
He's like family now.
Yeah.
He likes the gun.
Just like that, eh?
Yeah, of course, bro. It's the Arsenal Brotherhood, man. Are you kidding me?
All right, man.
Man, it's been a minute.
Are you ready for this, though, Sharif?
Yes, I am.
All right. VinFast continues to expand beyond vehicle sales. This week, VinFast India partnered with Shriram Finance to support EV financing access, while Green SM launched all-electric ride-hailing in Kazakhstan. With VinFast VF6 vehicles together, these moves highlight VinFast's broader mobility ecosystem strategy. You can find them on the NASDAQ under ticker VFS.
Yes, VFS. Shout out to them. Shout out to my man Miami Dragon as well. Chris Arthur, TNMG. It's curling. I just took profits. I did add into that 103 area. Look, man, TNMG, I knew what I was getting into. I said that very clearly to start. When it makes an area high, it is almost destined to turn back in and, drop. My only concern was it had to hold higher lows. If it didn't hold higher lows, then my theory was absolute trash, right? Because this one is showing you its propensity to do just that. Area high, retrace, area high, retrace. Not every kind of price action looks like an upward channel. You know, I don't want to say this is atypical price action, but it is uniquely characteristic to TNMG because you keep seeing it over and over again. So I don't think we're out of the woods at all, quite frankly, but we're going to see how this cookie crumbles. AIIO is coming in, and it's time for me to end my trade here. We're going to take the last couple of shares there for 1 or 2 pennies profit, nothing to write home about, but a very good trade on AIIO. SDOT, my number 1, AIIO number 2, and so far, BlackBerry is number 3. But I've got high hopes. I got high hopes for BlackBerry. I don't know what I did with my screen there. Sorry, guys, 1 second. Just allow me to fix this. There we go. So let's go to the BlackBerry chart. Where is it at? Last one. There we go. So I did take profits all the way top, but it came back and it lost the 10 EMA for a second, held 12, and here we are back into 12 high single digits. So watching that. There goes TNMG into 13, 14, taking profits, resting orders now. Big position on TNMG, right? Because we had it 3 times. Looking for the bigger move. And this is what it's done. Let's go. We're going to have resistance at 15, guys. I want to bring your attention to that because the 5-minute chart shows no closing prints above 15, at least during regular trading hours. You got one, and that was at 8:15. That was it. That was as good as it got. So we're probably going to have a little tug of war here between buyers and sellers into $1.15. Let's see if we can get above that official area high of $1.21. We'll have to pack the patience and see what we get on that one. But I've got high hopes. Chris Arthur, Sharif, I used a 3-minute chart, not the greatest for small caps, and it helps VWAP. I'm in at 96.32. You got a substantially better price than me. I have 108s, so I'm barely in the money on this one, and on the verge here. So keep your eye out on that. But I like your entry here. Look, I stop out below 90, and the reason I stop out below 90 is take a look over here. I got in originally over here, right? So my area low is 90 pennies. So I'm going to continue to defend 90 pennies, especially if this can kind of test that high a day at around 120. Get it, Jack of Art. Chuck of all trades. Finally, a strong move on TNMG. I took off half. Okay, brother. Travman also saying 80s for me, brother. Love it, Travman. You obviously had the right idea there. Just before we send it to Sia, with news, but I wanted to mention one that, to Adira, pardon me, thank you, Assassino. I wanted to mention KUST. So this one's had a lot of price action, and it looks very similar to TNMG in the sense that when it makes an area high, it almost immediately retraces. Once, twice, OBE is the one thrice, coming into that 10 EMA at a buck, say, give or take, 127, 126, 145 high. I would be watching out here for a possible move into 150 and even more on KUST. We'll pack the patience. We'll see what we get. We won't get upset. Shout out to my man Neil. I hope he's having a great time. And we're sending it to Adair.
Just a couple housekeeping notes here. For one, keep an eye on USO. That's just continuing to kind of stop to the upside. Iranian state media reporting that according to the Iran embassy, preparations for the talks with the U.S. in Doha, Qatar, have not yet started. We know the U.S. is already reportedly preparing to send a delegation that'll start with the envoys here, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, coming up. They're, I guess, leaving today for early talks tomorrow. There's supposed to be more talks on Wednesday. But either way, even though the U.S. is prepped, reportedly Iran has not begun those preparations yet. Now, the other thing I want to mention is we had Juan mention it during our Euro Close segment, so I want to shout him out for that. But we did just get this recirculating now. Axios reporting that Fed Chair Kevin Warsh is, in fact, going to be appearing at this ECB forum in Sintra, Portugal on Wednesday. I checked the schedule. Looks like he'll be at 9 a.m. Eastern, so before the bell with us. Stay tuned. That'll be Wednesday, July 1st. Back to you.
Yes. So I'm going to do a half day on the first, so it's you and Obi on the midday, Wednesday, Thursday. Cool. And then we all have Friday off, which is pretty cool. They're the 3rd. Man. So shout out to my man Ob. He is the one to know.
So when does Egypt play? What day?
The 3rd, which is a Friday.
The Friday.
Yeah.
And
then Canada plays on the 4th. I was actually gonna look for like an outdoor pool party kind of thing in the Fort Worth Dallas
can
thing
find
for
it.
the 4th of July, but I'm not going to do that anymore because I'm going to drive down
Yeah,
to
it's
Houston.
to Houston.
I'm thinking, here's the deal. The game's at 1. So, guys, all right, all my Texans there that live in Dallas, Houston area, if I leave, say, Dallas at like 7:30, 7 in the morning, is that a reasonable amount? Because I heard it's about 3.5 hours between Houston and Dallas. Like, that's what Google Maps was saying. Is that going to be good, though? Is that going to be good enough on the 4th of July? Or do I have to worry about traffic in that kind of particular area? So
I would definitely consider
12-ish for you, be there, said it to Ozan. Eddie says, no, that's not good enough. You'll be there around 11 a.m., says Wrath Knight. Okay. You would be good, says Double Dip. Traffic blows in Houston, says Terrible Trades. Yeah, people are saying 5 hours on the 4th. You're crazy, says Long Brady. What am I going to do, brother? I'm going to fly over there? Like,
Why?
Dude,
It's probably cheap.
do you know how much I'm paying for the ticket from here to Dallas, man? They're not cheap. They're not cheap.
No, I bet you they're not.
Yeah. So I'm trying to save a couple of bucks, Joey.
I hear you, but also time is apparently money in this point. What are you gonna do? You're gonna have to rent a car.
Yeah, I didn't mind that.
Did you look into
I didn't
the
rent a car
logistics?
for the entire stay because the hotel I'm staying at is like $50 a night parking, US.
Is it? Just take Judy's Rari. Yeah, you'll make it on time.
I like this, man. I'm not gonna hate on this. I like it a lot.
Yeah, about 3.5 hours, Sharif. I think you're gonna have to take.
I'm gonna go early, Joey. The game's at 1. I'll probably leave like 6:30, 7.
I tried finding where I stayed in Dallas, but I'm
staying in Fort Worth.
Yeah, you're staying in Fort Worth.
Yeah. I was on Claude. Claude's like, stay at Fort Worth.
Is it closer to the stadium for you?
So Arlington is literally in the middle
It pretty
of
much
Dallas
is.
and Fort Worth. So
I would
either
say
way,
closer leaning to Fort Worth for sure. So.
the stadium looks to be kind of both ways. Like, look at Arlington, literally in the middle.
Yeah, it's right there.
Like,
yeah.
So
That's pretty cool.
Claude was like, no, stay in Fort Worth. It's nicer if you want restaurants and like bars and stuff that are all walking distance. You told me that too.
Yeah. Downtown Dallas is a little bit different.
Pumped for this, man.
All right, man. I mean,
First time in Texas, baby.
Yeah, you're gonna like Texas a lot. You're gonna like Texas a lot. It's just everything's bigger there. Fort Worth. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna read what MPD said or what someone getting messages deleted and stuff. Ed Bob.
Mike, what's happening over there, brother? We can't do that kind of stuff on here, Mike. You know what's going on.
Oh yeah,
over here,
that's the 3rd time he's put that in the chat. And
Fort Worth is right, man. Ozan.
3 super chats. No, other than that, guys, I mean, it's not been bad whatsoever. We're still holding to this last little bit. I could mock it and just hold it until the end of the day. I would like to find an ad opportunity. Now, my wishes fall within this specific name itself is I want to see it up a little bit more today. It's just fluctuating. It's not doing anything substantial or anything crazy, even though it did find somewhat of a recovery. We're on the longer time frame, the monthly displaying like, hey, just when in doubt, zoom out a little bit here on this bad boy. But we'll head over to the 5-minute time frame. It just can't find its way, and just these rebounds that it gets eventually get sold off. So what the game plan could be for an additional entry here and on NVDA via NVDL is we have that nice indecision print at the lows with the volume supporting it. That's a thing in absolute beauty. If I seen this, Gorev, I would have taken this trade. I haven't seen you in the chat. Hopefully you're having a good one. But that's a nice little pop there. Similar prints on AMD. Now what we want to see is a higher low being established with something along those lines. Now you add a little bit more shares, especially when you have 2 things correlating, and that's going to be the indecision print and the volume outstanding. Okay, so that's really important to know when you are using VPA as your strategy. So now we'll have to be patient and wait for a reload opportunity. I've only taken 3 trades here today. We're still sitting in the TQQs. This is going to be my 2nd one. We'll go back to our NVDL trade, what we had bright and early this morning. We are fortunate enough to get that nice uptick here. Then it gives back the whole move and then some. Now finding somewhat of a base, but still starting to curl over, which I don't like whatsoever as short sellers are starting to step in. And Jose and I we were having a conversation on Friday, just the fact that we're just in my opinion, with the overall market, I feel like we're sitting in no man's land. Right? We'll head over to the daily. Is that you fail established? I mean, here's the SPY. And it's funny, as I was doing TA last night, completely different prints on the SPY compared to what we have on the NASDAQ. But where we are is we're just in this consolidation, right? And I think we constructed an iron condor not too long ago for us to stay within a specific range on the NASDAQ, and we have, just using our key pivots. So we had our condor was based off of this level here and around 700, and it's held up. So you would have been able to collect the full amount of premium on that specific strategy constructed via options, to the tune where like, hey, we just have a lot of inside days and maybe some sideways consolidation before we break a little bit lower, absorb some more liquidity, people sell whatever profit they had unrealized, they realize that stuff, sells off a little bit, and then hopefully we can continue on our merry way leading into earnings season, right? Like, when do the banks start reporting? I'm sure it's pretty soon. I'm going to pull it up here before I send it back to you, Sharif.
Oh, you're good, Joey.
What we can find here. But what a sentiment shift here, guys. Like, at one point, like, here's our fear and greed index. Like, we're sitting in fear. We were sitting in an extreme greed not too long ago. Okay,
Crazy,
so just remember, just like a complete switch,
Straight up.
right? So let's head over to the calendar and see what we got going on from earnings standpoint, and when these big boys are really going to start to report, and we're going to roll right back into the season. So I don't know if it's anytime soon. No, Nike's, I don't know if that. Okay, Thursday we got Nike and Take-Two coming up here. There it is. I think it's going to start next week, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's not going to display.
They start on like the 14th of
the 14th.
They usually start about the 13th or 14th of the months where they start. So January, April, July, and then October.
So I mean, a couple weeks away, right? JP Morgan Tuesday morning, bright and early, like they typically do. One of the first banks to report. JP Morgan coming to you on July 14th. Now let's send it back to Sia.
Thank you so much for that. The SPY currently up 1.3% on the day. Let's take a look at our sectors for today. So in electric tech, we have Nvidia trading flat at the moment. Apple sliding into the red, down 1.14%. AVGO down 1.4%. MU was down significantly in the earlier trading session. It's hoping to reverse its losses. It's still down almost 2% on the day. We have Cisco, AMD, GE doing relatively well. Tech services, we have Google up 4.29%. Google, as we do know, it also has put limits on Meta's use of AI, Gemini AI models, but Meta is comparatively also up 2.5%. And then Google, also Alphabet, made the Dow today, so it lifted that index up by 0.4%, as I mentioned earlier in the day. In finance, we have BRKB sliding a little bit, down 0.52% on the day. JPM, Visa, MasterCard, BAC, on the other hand, are a bit in the green, with MasterCard leading those names, up 2.3% on the day. In retail, we have Amazon up 3.17%. So Amazon has hit Prime Day sales of $26.4 billion. That's also something that might be causing the rally over there. We also have Walmart, Costco down on the day. Walmart leading by down 1%. Producer manufacturing, we have AMAT, that's applied materials, up almost 12% on the day. So two analyst commentaries, it's maintained at overweight by KeyBank and maintained at overweight by Cantor Fitzgerald. So LRCX with that up almost 9%. CAT also up to almost 3% on the day. In consumer durables, we have Tesla up almost 7% on the day. Elon Musk announcing that he started testing for Grok 4.5, GROK, Grok, not Q. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, also the NHTSA, has closed its long-running investigation into Tesla after concluding that a prior recall has addressed concerns over increased steering efforts. So that's another thing to note as well. Health tech, we had Lilly and J&J a bit of a flat sentiment earlier in the day. Currently, they're reversing that. They're up a little bit. Lilly up close to 0.6% on the day. J&J up close to 8% on the day. Consumer services, we have McDonald's down by a close to 1.5%. Energy minerals, oil is on the rise again, with that XOM trading flat, and CVX down almost 8%. We have process industries, a bit of a mixed sentiment, leading with red. Industrial services as well. Communication severely in the red. We had Verizon deepening its losses from earlier in the day. It's down almost 7% right now. It has projected second quarter losses between $700 million to $800 million. With that, it is down almost, like I said, 7% on the day. Consumer non-durables, transportation, health services are all of a bit of a mixed sentiment in transportation. However, we do have UNP that's leading the pack, up 1.53%, and CHRW also up 2%. That's all for your sector. Sending it back.
Rate him somewhere.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, think about it. Thank you very much for that, Sia. Okay. Let's get to these super chats.
Let's do it.
Thank you, Judy, with $4.99. Yes, come to Dallas. Take the Rory. This next part, though, it just gets me. We can consolidate down here. What does that mean? I'm not consolidating with anybody.
What do you think it means?
I'm better than I look. When in doubt, zoom out. Spend my money, man.
That's madness.
That's so good. When in doubt, zoom out.
That's complete
I appreciate you. Let's get to the next one. Joey, this one's for you.
Is it?
Bobby Thompson, 3946. He's dropping 5 nice ones.
Yes, sir.
What would your charting methods, what would be your charting methods, if you were trading triple Q options with 0-5 day expiration dates? What technicals would you use? Which time frames? I think that's a pretty astute question.
It is it's a very good question, but you got to understand, guys, I very rarely trade 0 DTE. If it's options, it's swing trading or collecting premium.
DTE
Full disclosure, okay? Can we keep that super chat up there for a moment, Assassino? I appreciate that very much.
Get it, Assassino.
Do not. Now, what you have to take into factor is options are derived from the underlying, right? So you're not going to change your trading style or your methodology, right? What you're going to do is you're going to use your options contract to leverage your system. That's what it's meant for. So I wouldn't change anything from a trading aspect if I'm trading outright shares or if I'm trading options. But now if we're talking about 0 DTE, you got to understand the closer we get to expiration, your Greeks are almost amplified, okay? So when you get these moves, like today, where you bounce off of the low and you happen to just pick the low where I was, and you use that specific contract, so it's going to be tough for me to figure this out. But what we'll do, actually, no, it's not actually at all. So hold on, bear with me here a moment, ladies and gentlemen. What we're going to do is we're going to actually pull up the Qs, and we're going to head over to the lows of today's session. Okay. And then we're going to grab that contract, and then we're going to look at an appreciation standpoint from the options contract. Okay. So the low of the day is going to be around 706 on the NASDAQ. Let's head over to our 706 strike price. Now we can head over to the 5-minute time frame, and we're going to be able to tell from an appreciation standpoint. Now, this is where leveraging your system, and this is what I mean. So if you were going to go the contract route, this was going to cost you right at the low of the day where I entered. It's going to cost you $4. $4 in options term, $400. All the way to where we are now to $14 is a 250% return. Now you're going to use the underlying assets technicals itself and amplify your system. By using this contract, you can see the difference in the appreciation, but the technicals should remain the same, okay? You're gonna get out at the crack of the low of the day, so you're gonna lose $40, but this is where you really amplify your gains. So I'm in off the lows, $71 on the TQQs, and still holding. So instead of me getting from the bottom to where we're currently trading a couple percentage points, the difference is that you now have the rights to 100 shares, but you have a 250% return. I wouldn't be changing the strategy from options trading to like common stock. Okay, it's just different. I mean, it's not different. You're just using a different vehicle in that specific strategy, if that makes sense.
All right, Joey. We got into KUST, failed break of the $0.50 right now. We got a couple of beak wetters there at 48. There's a big seller at $1.48 on KUST. If it loses trend here, I'm going to get out. I've got 45s back into 46. I need a breach of the $0.50 here. So it's got to clear 50 pennies to kind of keep that bullish outlook. 47. I want to see at least 49 show up on the ask side of the level 2 because we haven't seen that quite yet. 148, high of day. No continuation, though, on KUST. BlackBerry continues to do quite well here into 12.21. There's 19s again. I'm just going to wet the beak here super quick to take some profits there. But I'm really keeping an eye here on KUST. I'd like a breach of the $0.50. I've set up some profit takers right at, or liquidity testers, I should call them, at the $0.50 to see if we do get the cross. And the reason I put it at the $0.50, and that's something I've been doing a lot more lately, is because I want to see what kind of resistance we get, right, at the $0.50. Oftentimes you see a lot of churn, and you'll see it on the level 2 on the ask side, but nothing's printing on the time and sales at the $0.50. So that's exactly why I'm doing that. We'll keep a close eye on that one as well. 47s again showing up. I'd love to see a 49 print here, at least so we know perhaps that 48 seller that's been keeping us down is out of the way. 48 showing up. Nothing coming out of this one at 49. Look at that 48 seller. Oh, he might be in trouble here. Let's see. The size on the gateway is getting taken out, but you could tell it's a hidden seller, a big hidden seller. 48s again showing up. No continuation at all here, Joey, on KUST through the $0.50. A very, very convicted 48 penny short seller and or profit taker, taking profits here on KUST, up 55%. Nothing to write about as we still struggle to clear that $0.50. But I want to mention some other names that I've said very little about in the world of small cap gappers. Top middle right of your screen, DGNX, above and special, into 139 it goes. It's been quite good structurally. Volume is a little sporadic, coming in, randomly here and there. Also, I want to mention SATL, looking pretty good, but also with a topping tail candle, and now you're getting some lower highs. So I'd be very much on the lookout here of a reversal for SATL, but it was a good move up. If it holds a 10 EMA, starts taking out prior bar highs, I think you might have something on this one, but pack your patience. Continuing to watch KUST, and I'm continuing to watch that seller at 48. Keep everybody, or keep the longs, I should say, below the requisite level. And do I have anything new here on BlackBerry? We'll wet the beak here at the high of the day on the buried one and hope that that one continues to mosey on up. So, Joey, KUST, man, we can't shake the seller. Look at this, Joe. Look at the amount of size here. There's barely anything posted on the gateway, right? Yeah. So you just know he's a hidden monster, right? And what I'm talking about, if you're a newer trader, I say hidden seller, iceberg. I use all these sort of terms that you may not be familiar with. That's basically a seller who has purposefully hid their position from being seen on the level 2. Now, you'll always be able to see their hand on the time and sales because you can't hide from that, right? But it gives you an incomplete picture about what is waiting for you at that level in terms of sell on the gateway. So, for example, EXP, EDGX, ARB, ARCX, MEMEX, NYB, NYSE, BATS, all these are different gateways, and you can post sell and buy orders on those gateways. And so you can kind of make an educated guess as to how much resistance there is by calculating the cumulative total of those sell orders on the gateways. The problem is you can't count what you can't see, and that's where the iceberg order and or hidden seller comes into play here, right? There goes BlackBerry, Joseph frickin' options into the high of the day. We're going to wet the beak here on the BlackBerry at 28. Very pleased with this one. Steady state, higher highs, higher lows here on BlackBerry. And above in, DGNX is making a move, and it looks very interested in taking on that $1.39. This one could be a big boy mover into the 150 area sooner rather than later. My man Ozan lost me. Too many calculations for hit it. You know what I'm talking about, Ozan. I don't need to explain that to you. I already know you know. But we always have newer traders, newer viewers, and we're using these terms sometimes that they may not be too familiar with. So sometimes we just take the opportunity, Joey, to kind of talk a little bit about that. And while I talk about that, C is going to talk about this.
All right.
Thank you. Let's start by taking a look at how the Indian rupee is doing. So some Indian banks could potentially see a stronger interest margin in the July to September period quarter. Central banks are measures boost rupee liquidity and reduce the cost of borrowing for funds that mature within a year. We also have the pound set for its largest. Let me pull up the chart really quick for you. Give me 1 second. We have the pound as well here. Yeah, set for his largest monthly drop that we have since March, has edged up today a little bit, as we do know it. Andy Burnham, who is Britain's likely next prime minister, has laid out his plans for the economy in his speech today. The dollar also, let's take a look what's going on over there. Sorry, a second. Dollar over here hovering around the 101.11 mark at the moment. It's a little bit weak, continuing to slide, currently down on the day by almost 0.25%.
What is happening in this place, bro?
It's pretty madness, man. You gotta.
Let me talk about Jin Wei. Let me see my man Jin Wei over here, because my man Jin Wei,
he's been waiting.
He's hot fire, man. Shout out to my man, Jin Wei. So morning, Sharif, Joe. What do you guys think about Light? We're talking, of course, about Lumentum. This is one of my calls that we gave you guys. I believe now we're going on 6 months on this bad boy here. Now it's displeased me as of late. It's very looking Nvidia-like here. I don't know how you feel about this.
Yeah.
See that Nvidia kind of top-end consolidation?
Zoom in a little bit on that for me.
Zoom in?
Yeah, on this current, yeah.
Yeah, that's the little consolidation we've been in. But this is an optics name, right?
Good.
We were talking about this one in the fall, Joey, in the wherever it was anyway. And now, the reason I don't like it, look at this. Now, you had respect for the 50, right?
Yeah,
now the 50 is cutting through the middle of the price action.
Yeah.
And you're also getting lower highs. Jin, I'm talking about this one from a technical sense. I happen to like the company. I happen to be holding the company, and I'm going to continue to hold the company. I'm just saying locally here, the chart doesn't look awfully bullish. You get that $1,000, almost $1,100 touch. That was back on the 12th of May. Since that all-time high, Jin, it has been lower highs and, sadly, lower lows. And that's the problem. Now, we are defending that prior area of resistance. I'm talking about that let's say 750 to 800. Rejection. Then you finally get the clearing on the 7th of April on a closing basis. So I'm looking here for 750 to 800 to hold. The question is, do I sell this one if it loses that level? That is something that I don't think that I agree with you that the technicals would say, but I haven't personally made that decision quite yet, is what I'm trying to get at there. But
that's fair.
It's a name that I'm very happy with. It's a space that I think continues to expand, Joey. Whether this company continues to be the leader in it, that's a different story, but I'm definitely loving the optics, photonics as well. It's a big space. Lumentum, the ticker.
Cornings of the world as well.
The Cornings of the world, no question about that. A name I'd love to have that I don't have. So, we can always add into these positions.
Absolutely, man. And the markets, hey, there's a couple of names you might be able to get at a discount right now as well. Okay. We got a lot of stuff. All right. Everyone likes Big Teddy. Back off, Judy. No one wants your entry level Rari.
Who is Big Judy?
Yeah, your other friend there. This is crazy. It's definitely the same.
Everyone
it's the same person.
For 100%.
Just going back.
Got a lot of
forth.
money,
the amount
man.
of time. It's crazy. All right, let's talk some financial markets.
I appreciate
here,
you guys, man.
It's a lot of fun stuff. We'll hit we'll hit this for you. I feel like I haven't hit it very many times here today. And then what other one do you want me to hit here, Sharif? I just feel like because I don't have a stream deck over there and none of my other things, so we'll hit this one right now. All right, Alan. Let's see. I bought a 0 DTE contract on 400 on a 400 put Tesla. I'm trailing it at the moment, but it seems hard for these orders to capture a big move. I'm not too sure what you mean by that. You bought a put on Tesla, but the stock's up 6%, and a 0 DTE. Did you write it? I'm kind of confused on what you have going on there. Some more clarity would be good. But and I'll come back to you, obviously, because then we'll talk what you got going on with that specific contract. And yes, we will take a look at MRAM. You have been asking very, very nicely throughout the whole day. So with that being said, we'll take a look at it right now. MRAM. Are you familiar with MRAM? No.
Yeah, I know about the missile MRAM. You know about the missile MRAM?
No.
Advanced medium range something. It's fired off a fighter jet.
Okay.
MRAM missiles.
Okay.
As opposed to
the stock itself.
The Sidewinder missile, which is for short range, and it's heat-seeking. The AMRAM is radar-based.
Oh, okay.
Did I get that right, chat?
Yeah, the chat will know real.
No, I'll get
military individuals.
audited in a second here.
That's all right.
Yeah.
60% to the downside. I mean, you do have this breakout. Now, what I would look for here potentially is just the open on the backside of this trend, and then volume start to uptick. What you do have going in your favor is this strong breakout to the tune of where you go over 100%, almost 200%, 189% to be exact after the break of this key pivot level. Okay, so what I would do waiting to engage on this specific stock is for you to break this channel down, form a base, and then you can hopefully start to find some form of a recovery. Again, you're going to need more than 100% return in order for you to just get back to that previous pivot high. With that being said, you can see that we've been consolidating around these highs. I could take this TQQ's position right off of the table, and I wouldn't be worried about it. But if we're gonna continuously grind higher and higher on today's session, then why not hold on to it for as long as I potentially can? Now I want to head over to the 5-minute time frame here on NVDA to see if we got those indecision prints that we were looking for. Not so far. Now, what I'm thinking is that this is just somewhat of a breath. Even though the trend line is slowly starting to be breached, this price action and volume by time profile is too weak for my liking to take along. Now, I would want it to break the trend line, 5-minute candle sitting on the back side of things, and then on top of the volume weighted average price in NVDA. Now, Google's still up 4.2% here, putting an indecision print, a nice steady channel to the top side with a high of around 352.77, and now you're starting to head back to that area. But Tesla, a name that I feel like we should be talking about a little bit more, but we're not, up 6% here today. That's a pretty big move here in TSLA. I like the way it's looking. Now, same narrative. You head over to the daily, you have a strong engulfing print on the backside of a down channel. Where did we see this before? Oh, good thing we don't even need to switch names because it happened previously. Now we're holding up trend. You're establishing higher lows is what you want to see. Holding off there, this is going to be a key pivot level around $450. I think we might be able to climb up into 410. Before we send it back to you, Sharif, what is the option chain telling us in the next couple of days? Is there any outstanding size? Is there large amounts of open interest higher in the strike price, higher in the strike prices here that say no? We have a lot of options, right? There's a high amount of supply, and we don't feel that that's going to be absorbed. I'm not seeing that right now in Tesla.
What's going on? Sharif tells Joe to unbutton his collar before trades. Why would I do that?
Who said that?
What's going on over there, man?
Ed Bob? Yeah, he's
funny. Get it, Ed Bob. Mike PD right up. 11 to 2, my favorite part of the day. We love you, Mike, man. Get it. Mike PD right up. He's always in the chat. We love him. Always great commentary and a great vibe. Shout out to my man, Mike PD Ryder. Here they are, Joey.
What's up?
This is what I was talking about over here. So the AIM-9 Sidewinder, that'll cost you $472,000 a pop.
Okay.
But I'm old, as you know.
Yeah.
And this is the one that I thought was the most advanced, the AMRAM.
Okay.
But there's a new one, Joey.
Yeah.
The Arglim R.
Okay.
Right? That'll cost you 6.2 per pop. Do you see the insanity of these prices?
Yeah.
Just an example. We're talking about drone warfare a lot, right? We see what Ukraine right now is doing to Russian refineries. We know about that. Well reported. We've seen the drone strikes in the Middle East. So drone warfare front and center, right? So they were talking about cost per kill, Joey. They were saying to shoot.
It's not cheap, man.
It's not. So great point, which gets me to my next point. So the cost per kill for some of these drones, we're talking about $1 million and change to fire one of these land-based surface-to-air missiles to take down a drone.
Oh, a drone.
And they miss. They miss a lot. These new laser-based systems, AV specifically, I'm talking about. Shout out to my man Neil, and they'll be in focus soon. You know they have this new laser-based system, $10, if you believe the reports, per kill.
That's what you want.
That's a fundamental difference there. It's a high-intensity lasers, this, that, and the other. We'll find out more about that. But Adara right now has news.
Keep an eye on USO, guys. Some headlines here coming out of Iran, but not involving the U.S. involving France this time around, though it still does potentially involve the conflict. Comments here coming from Iran's deputy foreign minister, responding to comments from French President Emmanuel Macron, speaking on the Strait of Hormuz. Again, this Iranian deputy foreign minister saying, quote, demining is carried out solely by Iran, according to the Islamabad MOU. So this is referring to the removal of mines that are reportedly in the Strait of Hormuz from Iran. We know this is a concern for the U.S. as well. The Iran deputy foreign minister goes on to say, quote, the situation is sensitive and complex. We strongly advise France not to complicate it further with its provocations. So keep an eye on USO. We did get a little bit of a pullback there, at least briefly, but already recovering from that. We're still hanging out near intraday highs on USO.
AVAV does report after the bell on the 29th. So that's today. AVAV, Aero Environment, $7.2 billion market cap. Its price action has seen better days. You know, these are ones where I think we may be looking back at these ones in a few years' time and saying, what an idiot I was. I should have been buying it at 140 bucks. Now, let me tell you, I don't have anything drone related, but I wouldn't mind picking some up here. This one has been creamed, guys. The double top through 400. Joey, you ready for another test?
Yeah.
Top of AVAV.
Yeah.
To current price action. Give me percentage down.
How percentage down?
Percentage down, Joey, off all-time highs.
I'm gonna say 72%.
Dude, you're
Am I on
pretty
one today?
Yeah, you are 65. Right. So you're not far off on that one.
Okay.
But this one will be an interesting one. There, Adara put her earnings preview in the chat on X. Guys, click that link. Get some of the information that she works hard on. And it's often very, very good information to kind of help you understand where we're coming from, especially when it comes to revenue generation, income, stuff like that. Gives you the trends. So make sure to check that out. Joey, what are you looking at?
I do Minnesota Trader, that's for sure, brother. I do have a ticket. I didn't check it for 40 sheets, my boy. Hopefully that Lotto Max hits for everyone here. Now, I mean, here it is on the TQQs, guys. We're up 6% on the day. I'm just holding on to my last measly 2%. It's nothing to write home about. So, enhancing something for predicting. I wish Milton Muse. It's been a pretty good one, right? It's a nice recovery, but I'm gonna stay within the camp that I have been talking about for the past couple of days and weeks. It's funny to see, like, you have Micron and with the market, you remain forward looking. Right, like just an absolute insane report to the tune of you having $100 billion in RPOs. You're talking about the bottleneck lasting until mid-2027. Now you sell off a little bit, but what there is that you're holding up. All right, you're not absolutely breaking down. You're not capitulating. You're not like the sky is falling to the point where you're hitting bear market territory. You're down 11% off of the highs. But if you can see the trend, it's still there. Now, what I was about to head over towards was the NASDAQ, how the narrative, I wouldn't say is too much different, but it's slightly different, okay? This is really important, the fact that we failed to put in a new high on this previous push. Now, today's session is pretty good, but what we do have is a range between 700 and $730, where if we don't break this to the top side and just chop around within that $30 range, the longer it takes to break, in my opinion, the more likely there is for us to break through this $700 level, which we're now starting to form a shelf. And where have we seen these shelves formed before? Well, look at this. And then I was like, hey, watch out, head and shoulders, shelf here on NVDA at that $200 marker. And then sure enough, you print in a low of $190, okay? So let's see if buyers clearly stepped in a little bit here, but nothing from a strength standpoint. Katina Man back in the building, back from the gym. So it's good seeing him. But what we do have is completely different prints on the SPY. Now, Gorev, Los Polios, and all of my other volume price analysis traders, if we break this 716, I would bet my bottom dollar that we're going to see some more downside. But what we do have right now is a break of the higher end of things. Now, what do we have is more of a balance in the S&P 500, Sharif, compared to the NASDAQ, where we're really tech tech weighted, we have the banks and we have the healthcare names that are going on some pretty nice moves. Like we can head over to the XLV and see what we've got going on here. Oh, well, Katina Man was mentioning it this morning. XLV, Sharif, all-time highs today, right? Like here's the ETF. Not too bad, right? Strong Friday session, now running into all-time highs. And then the XLF, we have the Goldman Sachs. We like to call it Goldman Sachs. The Morgan Stanleys.
Oh, I like that one though, Katina, man. That fruit salad, I remember that, man. Those were
the
good
Morgan
times.
Stanleys and the JPMs of the world, not too far off of all-time highs. XLF lagging a little bit here, but you have those second and third heaviest weighted sectors in the S&P holding it up a little bit better than what we have in the NASDAQ, and we're only down 5% off.
It's only down 5%. Joey,
yes, sir.
There goes DGNX. Get it, Buvin. I know you're in this, and here comes the $0.50 on DGNX. 146, it's all gas, it's no brakes. The volume is sporadic, but that has not prevented the price action from continuing to make higher highs and higher lows. Look at him, boom, right in the chat as soon as DGNX breaks out. Get it, Buvin. AIIO as well on its horse and through 6 into 610, showing 605 now. Guys, two things. I don't think you get a strict hold of 6, at least not yet. 610, not decisive enough of a clearance of that whole dollar level to say, we're going to use it as support now. And then I would say, look for 590. 590 was an area of resistance at least a couple times here on the 5-minute chart. I would say be looking out for a possible support area there. I'm continuing to hold the blackest of the berries, and they're up now into 1232. We got 01s.5 on this one. We're going to continue to look for more. Quite frankly, I'm looking for the $0.50 here on BB. Shout out to my man, Mike P. D. Ryder, Captain Sharif, and Big Joe. Get it, Mike.
What's up, buddy?
He's on one today, like in a good way, right? Shout out to my man, Mike P. D. Ryder. Yeah, he's always typically in a very good mood.
Yeah.
But today he's in an extra good mood.
Mike P., tell us how long you and your family been in the
I'm in a mood, he said.
Yeah. Tell us how long you and your family have been in the Carolinas, my boy.
Yeah, man, I told you. Remember? We talked about this one.
What's that?
North Carolina, my last
your last
through.
Yeah, your
we were
last,
running from Hurricane Bertha, Joey.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, remember Big Tammy? A Big Bertha. Whatever her name
was. Hurricane, it was like the mildest of the hurricanes. Hurricane Bertha. Look at this one, Joey. 1996. This is the one here. This was like as light as it got, man. It was an intense, really? No. What category was this, Joey? 90s, the second named storm. Does it show you, category 1? Over the next few days, it continued to intensify, occurred, and Bertha became a category 1 hurricane. Category 1 is the lowest or the highest?
It's the lowest.
Lowest, right? Yeah. Category 5. Cat 5 is the big one.
Yeah, it's like a rainstorm.
Yeah. And the funny part was, as we were escaping Myrtle Beach, we got hit by a different tropical storm that had nothing to do with Hurricane Bertha.
Just chaos.
It was chaos everywhere,
How
bro.
old was young Sharif at that time? 14?
96, I was 14, man. I just finished grade 8. We graduated 8th grade, sorry for my American friends. First year going into high school. We don't say sophomore, or we don't say freshman, we say grade 9, right? But same potato. But it was a great year, man. And that was one of my favorite, I would say just like close by destinations for the beach, because we'd hit Virginia Beach as well. Okay. But I felt Myrtle Beach was a little bit more, there was more to do.
Yeah.
Virginia Beach.
I feel like that's the narrative over there.
Yeah, it got heavy. Anyway, I'm not happy at all with this KUST trade. This will be my biggest loss on the day if it does materialize here. We are nicely positive, however. That is all being threatened now. Okay, right back up.
Yeah.
As it defends a key area of support. I'm looking for this 130 area to hold. I've already put in my stop below this area low, KUST, displeasing me greatly. While I tell you about that, I gotta tell you about this. I've been using that a lot lately. I don't know how I got onto that, Katina Man. What's going on over there, brother?
You see the T-triple-Qs, Katina Man?
The Katina Man is back at the desk now. He just realized the Qs are up 2.1%. The SPY is up more than 1 1/3. The Dow is knocking on 2/3. And the IWM, hey man, it's been strong lately. But today, it's getting clipped more than 4/5. Buvin, I need an explanation as to what is going on here on DGNX, Buvin. because into the high day goes. It's all gas, no brakes. My man, Adam James abroad. He's in the chat. He's back. We love Adam. Shout out to my man, Adam. Let's go. Buffin's getting lit up in the chat. More please, that could not be for you, Buffin. You called out this trade, and here it comes. We could see 175 sooner rather than later, Joey. Knocking the door 69 round. Good breakout here for DGNX.
Absolutely. There it is, guys. I just took that last little bit out. Again, I mentioned nothing to write home about on this specific trade, right? We were fortunate enough to catch the bottom. Stars were aligning. We just take the trade, we take the position. Would we have liked more size? Always, that's always the case. But we'll be thankful here,
man.
This beautiful Monday morning on what we got going on. So boom, 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 boom. Then we get that pullback, in which I actually posted up at 73.60s, but it never came back in, and it's just been a steady grind higher here, guys. So it's a really, really nice move on the TQQQs. More happy I can be, but I will not be. Because I know you say more happy, I cannot be, Sharif. So I'm going to mention the fact that, of course, we can always get a little bit more. We want to try to maximize things. But what's really unfortunate is that, okay, so trend line break, 5-minute candle sitting on the backside of this trend, and then now you're starting to find somewhat of a recovery. But it's Tesla, it's Amazon, and it's Google that are really, really driving the NASDAQ here today. Let's send it off to Adara or Sia? Adara.
I went to a different mix. Having stock here. Nvidia in focus. NVDA on watch. Company announcing that Anthropic's Claude models now run on the GB300 Blackwell Ultra in Azure. So keep an eye here on MSFT. Again, guys, Nvidia, MSFT in focus. The former company announcing that its Anthropic Claude models, or that Anthropic's Claude models, are now available on the Nvidia GB300 Blackwell Ultras in Microsoft Azure Cloud. Back to you.
Yeah, it's a good headline there, man. Yeah, there you go, man. We got more tie-ups here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Anthropic's Claude model run on the GB300 Blackwell. But we know, Joey, that they're running it on Microsoft Azure. And the reason is, do you want to tell everybody why they don't have their own data centers, Joseph Wilson?
They don't.
Right? They're at the whim. They are subject to the availability of compute.
So let's have this. I know
they're gonna start though. They're gonna start, but they have nothing at the moment.
At this moment, and we know that OpenAI is kind of taking the opposite of that, where they're just investing, right? So I mean, it's two.
You like that or not? Give me your opinion, man.
You know, but see, the thing is, Sharif, we get to the point.
On both sides a little bit?
It's weird because I'm not going to say it's inevitable, but we know as the technology progresses, you're going to find a way to be more efficient.
Okay.
Right? So what does that mean? You have too much compute at some point? Did you pay too much for the older product?
Well, that's exactly it.
Right? Opposed to maybe, hey, it's really a tough outlook, to be honest with you. I think it's really different ballparks that these names are playing in, and it's going to be interesting on how this plays out.
I feel like, okay, so you're great point.
Yeah.
And I feel like there are different times where this could be beneficial and then kind of deleterious, right?
Absolutely.
Where in the sense, like right now we're seeing, weeks where the the hyperscalers are made really to pay by the market for being these asset-heavy companies, whereas before they weren't asset-heavy. Even though they were spending billions, Joey, they were also bringing in way more. So now they're bringing in a lot, but they're also spending a substantial amount. So we call them asset. So there's times where the market makes those people pay, right? And so there is times where owning the infrastructure is frowned upon. There are going to be, I'm just assuming, other times where owning that infrastructure will be a distinct advantage. Case in point, your friend Elon, your friend at XAI, pardon me. Why? Because the second they saw that they didn't have enough demand to use that compute for Grok, he's so versatile, bro. He maneuvered immediately and started selling that to whoever wants to take it.
Absolutely. I don't know. I think OpenAI might be I totally agree. OpenAI might be in a little bit different of a boat on that one because
let's hear it.
If there's not enough demand for these tools, then it's like, who is OpenAI actually going to rent it out to? Where opposed to what we have, right now is that there's not enough compute, so Elon has the ability to say, hey, we're underperforming. We can rent it out to some of these other individuals' cloud services. That is, who's OpenAI going to do that with it? Because I think at that point, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
There may not be enough demand considering.
So I guess the premise of our arguments, I would say, would be that will continue to be compute constrained in the near term.
Absolutely.
I would agree with that.
Absolutely.
I would agree with that as well.
For sure.
Now, my only concern, not the only, but a major concern of mine is a technological advancement, like something to do with, the utilization of RAM that fundamentally changes the requirement for RAM. All of a sudden, your HBM4s now we're not even talking HBM3 anymore. For the next NVIDIA chipset, HBM4 may not be in as much demand because some engineer or some company somewhere came out with some sort of algorithm or some methodology, whatever it is, to use less RAM, to use less compute to achieve the same result. That concerns me because I see immediate correction in the forward guidance.
Absolutely, and it adds to what Katina Man's been talking about for the last little bit, just how much token generation costs. I believe at some point within the technology, you'll find that max efficiency, which will hopefully be significantly cheaper than what it is right now.
I would hope so, brother, because we're having this infiltrate into the consumer electronics space, and now you have AOC over the weekend calling for Apple to get broken up. You didn't see that?
Yeah, but it's
I'm
not like
saying
it's
that's
not
not
like
going to happen.
but it's not like
this is the response that it elicits from these politicians, who have the power.
But what would the difference between breaking up Apple and breaking up Google? I think Google just has so many different segments and are in different, completely different sectors than compared to Apple being a part of the physical product of things.
Yeah, and not just
what are you going to break up? What MacBook has to be a different
Well, you
company.
could say services got to be its own thing, right? I can see how they could structure it. I don't agree with it, man. But just not to harp on AOC and the Dems. Adara brought us this headline not long ago that some of the Republicans, I read this in the morning as well, they abhor the fact that Apple wants to do business with this Chinese RAM company. I forget the CXMT or CMXT or whatever.
I was reading on that briefly.
They are livid about it, even though this specific company, I'm just saying, brother, these are the people who have the power, right?
Exactly.
They don't want them at all to do business with them. And let's be more honest about it. Can Apple catch all the nuance in the product? What if they put a back door in that RAM or something? And I think that that's the concern that some of these politicians are kind of pounding the table about. So I'm sure we'll get into all this some point in the news segment, but I just want to rant about it right now. Guys, we were still in a couple of trade, GGNX. Bovin, this is holding generally this 1.5 area, but it feels a bit of top heavy now. It's got a higher low relative to prior bar, but a lower high, again, relative to prior bar. So I'm not sure how these cookie crumbles. I'm giving it a little bit of room here, but none too pleased about the current price action on DGNX, small position. KUST as well, I'm kind of trying to hold this one into the the third of a dollar, pardon me. There was a lot of resistance earlier on, I want to say around 10:30 till about 10:45, so about, say more than 15 minutes, maybe about 20 minutes of resistance at 130. Now we're holding 130 as support, but we're not putting any higher highs. I've got 43s on this one. It's showing me 35, so I'm out of the money, and not very pleased about it. The other one that I'm keeping an eye on, though, is BlackBerry. We continue to do well on that one. 1235 high, showing 29s right now. Let's see how this one ends up trading. DGNX coming back down pretty aggressively here, guys. There it is. And I got stopped out of that one. So that one did lose the 54 penny area that I had. So we will give back a little bit there on DGNX. Sucks to be me, but that's the way it works. Hangry Wife, Joe, Sharif, watched a great video on next stage capitalism. We're about entering a time when the rich have ultimate control over everything. We do tenfold more than now. Yeah, I don't like the looks of that, but it's not something I haven't heard, to be quite honest with you, Hangry. And yeah, I think a lot of people do share your concern, quite frankly. So, Kim John Click Clack. 199 super chat. Kim Jong, headline, not in California. You're not? Where are you? Are you in Pyongyang? Come on, bro. We want to know. Where are the missiles at? Let's go, my guy. Tell us. So that's all I've got at the moment, guys. But SATL continues to rip up. So if you're looking for a small cap name, I got a couple for you here. Where's the individual that was holding WEN? And I was like, brother, hold on to this. This is a flat top break waiting to happen. You got that. You got it in spades. Shout out your name there, WEN Trader, because we're pretty close to Friday's early morning high. That was about 825. Today, the high of the day, 821, showing 815 right now. I would say you're buying here if it loses into 8, but good look there. And then SATL continues to trend above, and good call on this one. 550 area support right off the 10 EMA, and boom, it goes. I gotta tell you, I was a little bearish on SATL. You got the topping till candle. You got 3 red candles in a row, which were kind of showing this rounded top formation. And I was thinking we're headed back to 535, volume weighted average price, also pre-market high, or is that the implied balance high, whatever, 530, 535. What's going on, Katina, man? There's some things going on with SpaceX here, says a Katina man. It is up 4.5%, but let's go to the big desk right now.
A couple different stories to talk about. Let's start here with this smaller cap play here. Inventure just got a move to the upside. Now, one of the companies under the Inventure umbrella is Excelsius. Excelsius 2 minutes ago posted on X that they met up with the Nvidia team. So Nvidia related tie-in here for a company that is related to INV. Not sure what the volume is on this, but given the size of the move of the Nvidia connection, I thought I'd mention. I also want to let you guys know, keep an eye here on oil. A couple different headlines related to oil adjacently, tangentially. You've got apparently stocks of crude oil in the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve, or SPR, dropping by roughly 5.5 million to 325.7 million barrels as of last week. That's the lowest number here since 1983, or over 40 years. Furthermore, comments coming from U.S. Interior Secretary Doug Burgum a couple minutes ago saying gasoline can, quote, absolutely get back to below $3 per gallon, according to a Fox News interview. We might hear more about this during the news segment. We'll have to wait and see. But in the meantime, we'll send you back over to Sharif and Joe.
Get it, Joey.
All right, man. Good stuff.
SpaceX is breaking out, Joey, in case you're interested.
Is it?
Yeah, it was moving there.
159. Holy cow.
Yeah.
And some volume stepping in here, ladies and gentlemen. So, did you pull up the technicals on this bad boy?
No, Katina Man yelled it out. So
look at this bull flag. We know our boy Katina Man was, I think he was short actually.
Should we start soon? Let me know when you're ready.
Hey, I'm good to go whenever. But let's take a look at the options activity before we head into the news segment here, guys. We want to see from an open interest standpoint. Now, listen, I'm saying 135 here on SpaceX, which I think is respectable, to be honest with you, SBCX.
Okay.
I'm just being honest. I don't know, like, see up here, guys, where we're currently trading around $160. There's nothing from a size standpoint. You have these 155s that are underwater, but I want to just look at the daily so we can take a little bit different of an approach here and what I'm thinking. So, I mean, we know how the majority of the IPOs have been acting from 2025 and even this year. The majority of them sell off. Now, we'll head over to the daily and see what we got going on. I just don't believe this is extremely uber strong price action, okay? 150 has been holding up very, very well. You may get another uptick, but I just don't think this is flat out strength. And you have a declining volume profile. That's something that really needs to be taken into consideration. Constant lower highs right here. And the volume falling off a cliff, especially when you have strong sessions, you want to see some strength in the volume. And you've seen that through the first 3 days. So that's all I have to say about SpaceX. Yeah, want to let's start the news here? We ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, she has been ready, man.
All
we
right,
made her
man.
wait today. Sorry about that.
I know, we apologize.
Yeah.
It's all right, no worries. Let's start the story with Rocket Lab's acquisition that we heard earlier in the day and dive a bit deeper into this. It's up almost, I would say, 14% on the day, 14.36% at the moment. It'll be acquiring satellite communications provider Iridium Communications in an all-cash and stock deal that will be valued at $8 billion. So Iridium shareholders will receive $27 in cash as well as RKLB shares that will combine this value, which will make it at $54 $54 per Iridium share. It's expected, this deal, expected to close in the mid of 2027. And this acquisition will combine RKLB's launch vehicles and satellite manufacturing business with Iridium's global L-band satellite network, licensed spectrum, and more than 2.5 million subscribers spanning government, defense, aviation, maritime, as well as commercial markets.
Well, there's a headline, guys. Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson, Iran's priority currently is following up on the implementation of the Memorandum of Understanding coming in on the wire there. Let's talk a little bit about this, Sia. As you mentioned, $8 billion, half cash, half stock of IRDM. That is the ticker. It kind of, the purpose of this, as you'll see in my commentary coming up, is vertical integration to kind of make it similar to SpaceX, where they run the entire stack. The buyout price, $54 per share, half of which is going to be $27 in cash. The other, of course, is stock. But I want to mention one quick thing here. To pay the cash portion of this buyout, the $27 per share, they had to commit to a $3.6 billion bridge loan, bridge financing, okay? And that bridge financing is going to cost them some money. So this deal, even though it's supposed to be accretive immediately, will not be, because they're going to have to schlep, or they're going to have to dish out, some money for the interest rate here, which my understanding is a little bit higher. But this is being kind of framed as Rocket Lab's trying to get into that same space as SpaceX by having these low Earth orbit satellites. And so they are. The problem is these 66 satellites that they're going to acquire from Iridium are aging. All of them were put in between 2017 and 2019. They have a 10 to 15 year lifespan, operational lifespan. So as quickly as they basically assume some of these assets, could be as quick as, these assets are defunct and no longer usable and require more to be put into space. I've got more to say on this one, but we've got news at the big desk. Let's go up.
I'll be quick here, but I wanted to talk about oil a little bit more. As you guys saw on the screen here, we did have some comments coming here from Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson saying they're focusing right now on implementation of the Memorandum of Understanding, or the MOU, that was signed a couple weeks back. Now, furthermore, we have some other comments saying that they're not having any scheduled negotiations with the U.S. side. We know the U.S. is going to Qatar, Iran also going to Qatar, but apparently there's no scheduled negotiations between the two countries. Just each country's groups will separately meet with the mediators, more or less what we heard earlier, but just hearing that repeated again. We also have comments from the spokesperson saying, quote, "We have not started negotiations for a final deal as these require the implementations of certain points of the MOU." So Iran making very clear any final negotiations for the deal based on the MOU are not happening yet. Back to you.
And then the other part of this deal, obviously, is to kind of make sure that they have a client that they can actually use to get into space. Believe it or not, Iridium is like one of their biggest clients. I'm talking, of course, about RKLB. So it's faced intense competition, Rocket Labs, for kind of a shuttling things to and from space, especially for its Neutron rocket. By owning Iridium outright, Rocket Labs can kind of bypass the open market, and they lock in all future, at least, Iridium deployment, maintenance contracts, replenishment flights. So a bit of a circularity in terms of that business, but one that they're pretty pumped about nonetheless. And then the core asset here, I want to mention this, driving this $8 billion valuation for Iridium is what they're calling this L-band wireless spectrum license. These are kind of basically legally protected international, telecom licenses. And they're incredibly rare. They're weather resilient, radio frequencies, and they're perfect for what they're calling direct-to-device D2D smartphone connections. So much like we saw SpaceX or Starlink, with their 65 megahertz acquisition last week, and we compared that to basically the insane thousands of megahertz that are owned by telecom, and they only have double digits. And the fact that SpaceX's direct-to-cell network is going to be limited to the countryside and not into the cities. This is kind of the same thing. But at least they get their foot in the door, Joey. Mm-hmm. I like this acquisition for RKLB. It's nice to have somebody to be able to compete with SpaceX. You can't have like that single monopoly there. It sucks for companies. Costs remain up. Technology, you know, it won't advance as quickly. You need some competition in this space.
I think so.
And Amazon as
well.
well.
Absolutely.
Blue Orchid,
Exactly. So what I was reading here, Sharif, is that it's being classified not necessarily as a direct competitor, right? Because the objectives of between the two companies are slightly different, opposed to where Starlink is looking to provide consumer broadband. This is more from a tactical comm standpoint, going through thick concrete. So the objective is a little bit different.
SpaceX just said that they were going to do consumer cellular.
No, that's what I'm saying. SpaceX is consumer. This is different. This is more tactical comms, like going through thick walls of concrete.
That makes sense.
So they're kind of just they're aiming at a different consumer base, essentially, not the average individual who's in the rural countries using Starlink with signal and everything along those lines. This is more tactical communication.
Kind of thing,
Exactly. Tactical communication. So not directly competing, which is good, but there is still some forms of competition. Where is that going to fall into? Putting satellites into orbit, most likely, as you were mentioning before. So a little bit different here, but not too bad, guys. Rocket Lab, listen. RKLB, sorry for the delay. We'll pull up the technicals. Like, we went on a big time run here, guys. You're down 36% off of those highs. And then we look at some of the other ETFs, like the NASA ETF, down big time, 40% off of its all-time high. 31 now, got a little bit of a bounce, but I like this purchase. You're really starting to see this space evolve, Sharif. Where's the next flow going to be within the stock market? Maybe this could be a part of it for sure.
I definitely agree. Shout out to my man, Adam James Abroad. Dropping a super in the chat. We thank him, Adam. DGNX climbing up. Musk, yes, man. Yes, we're pumped about that, man. Adam, I don't think you were here when I mentioned I'm going to the game, baby. We're headed down to Dallas, Texas, and then there's a good likelihood that we're heading to Houston as well to catch the Canada game. So we'll see how that all works out. I'm looking for a good price for the Canada game. I found some seats that were within my price range, but they're not great seats. So I'm thinking, I don't know, I'm just spitballing here because I'm looking for one ticket, right? Because I'm going on my own. And so I'm thinking maybe as time gets closer to the game, those single seats might drop in price. I don't know, that's a bit of a gamble there. So we'll have to think about that. But this is the DGNX trade. I tried taking this one, Adam. I got a couple of prints on it, but I had to flatten this one out as it came into that 50 penny area. If we were still trading, I'd definitely be keeping a close eye on this into the $0.50. Good support there at the $0.50, Adam, especially with that 10 EMA coming in there. Guys, high of the day was prior bar, $1.68. Be on the lookout for that level. DGNX moving up here. See ya.
Talk a little oil prices higher at the moment, as we do all know it. According to Iran, the U.S. and Iran will not be moving forward until the implementation of the MOU takes place. So military tensions around the Strait of Hormuz have also continued to unsettle these energy markets. WTI has risen 1.4%, almost to $70.68 per barrel. Brent also futures have climbed 1.2% to almost $74. The U.S. military, just an overview of the weekend, had attacked a number of Iranian targets after a commercial tanker in the Strait of Hormuz had reportedly been struck by a projectile on Saturday. So these renewed attacks have prompted the U.S. President Donald Trump had also warned Iran on Sunday of devastating consequences. If there are any further talks and any comments, we will be sure to update you, as you all do know it. We do it here live. USO, however, currently up on the day, 2.16%.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of comments today about this specific one. I don't have any comments today about, I don't. Like usually I just say headline driven, but I had a couple of comments last week about the shipping lanes. Nothing new that I have to add this.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, I think we're in a respectable part here on USO where we can officially say that we're at the beginning of the maybe in the middle stages of the unwind here of it. You're down 30% off of the highs. Unless someone really breaks this deal, then I think we're going to continue to sell off in USO, in my opinion. We already know that some of the Gulf states are really starting to load up their tanker ships and prepare to ship them wherever it may be, some of the Asian countries as well, too. And you have Iran starting to offload inventory. So I think that things are going to continue to cool down here. You'll have the headlines here and there, but it might just be noise in the bigger picture of things. All right, let's send things off to Adara.
More headlines here in the Middle East, actually, so pretty good timing with that story. Now we have comments coming from the defense minister, Katz, of Israel, saying that Trump connected Iran and Lebanon to reach a deal with Tehran, preventing Israel from delivering a massive blow to Hezbollah across Lebanon. Apparently, Israel told U.S. Central Command or CENTCOM commanders that Israel will not be withdrawing from security zones in Gaza, Syria, or Lebanon. I believe as part of that Lebanon-Israel deal, they're allowed to stay in some of the security zones, so unclear exactly what this changes, these most recent comments versus prior comments. Furthermore, Defense Minister of Israel saying that, quote, hostilities with Iran will resume either when Trump deems negotiations exhausted or if Iran strikes Israel. Any Iranian assault would constitute Tehran's third war. So more comments suggesting some aggression here coming from Israel, specifically its defense minister. We're going to send it over to Sia for the next segment.
Thank you so much for that update, Adara. As always, let's take a look at what Apple's doing right now. So quick news, Apple turning to Chinese memory. So it's reportedly seeking access to memory chips from China's CXMT as global AI infrastructure spending has tightened and continues to tighten the DRAM supply and pushes these prices higher. So according to analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, Apple is lobbying U.S. officials to allow CXMT chips into consumer devices because the industry now faces a widening memory shortage rather than the excess supply. This is also coming in as the AI data center demand is also absorbing a growing share of the global DRAM production, and with LPDDR, which is low power double data rate memory, expected to remain constrained through at least 2027. So Kuo believes that CXMT would primarily support this supply memory for these consumer devices, however, leaving this AI-focused HBM demand largely unchanged.
Okay, so I sent this to Joey yesterday. Memory and storage costs for the iPhone 17 Pro, $50. That's Apple's cost, of course, not ours. Memory and storage costs for the iPhone 18 Pro, of course, it's a projection, $200. Yeah. Company scrambling. The company is in full scramble mode. So what is this Ram-mageddon going to do to, Apple's sales? And that is the concern here. So Apple trying to get this company Changxin Memory Technologies, CXMT as it's called, they're trying to get the Trump administration to give them some sort of guarantee that if they start buying RAM from this Changxin Memory Technologies company, that the Trump administration won't later come back and either prohibit them, add them to the blacklist, whatever, restrict imports. Because so far, CXMT is not blacklisted in the legal sense. It is currently on the Pentagon's 1260H military-linked assets. That restricts only the defense departments from actually contracting, but does not legally bar private companies like Apple from doing business or contracting with them directly. So a political gamble here by the senior leadership at Apple. And we also have to talk about the fact that SK Hynix, Samsung, Micron, they've aggressively redirected their production away from DDR5 and the things that are used, or the RAM that's used in mobile phones and other electronic devices, into HBM3 and 4, which are used for the hyperscalers. So they don't even want to make it. They don't even want to sell this because it's not as profitable for them. So Apple needs to look to another source. Otherwise, we could have not just price increase, but a shortage in actual electronic components if they can't get enough of this. And then here's the other thing. Equity research models reveal the real panic centers on Apple's smartphone gross margins. We saw a lot of price increases last week from Apple. None of them included their smartphone, but we saw immediate sales. And my position was that the market was basically reading through that. And they were saying, okay, if they're going to increase it $200, $250, $150 on this product, then here's what the likely iPhone increase is. And then if that's going to be the likely iPhone increase, here's what the actual destruction in sales is going to be. And so that's what you're seeing here, right? Driven by the relentless memory squeeze, contract pricing for 12 gigabyte mobile DDR5 RAM has quietly hit an unsustainable $145 per unit, threatening to consume an unprecedented 27% of the total bill of materials, BOM, for the upcoming iPhone 18 Pro lines if an alternative supply can't be established. So I think that this is Apple not wanting to aggravate President Trump by continuing to get some of its materials from China, which we know he does not want them to do. Now, not only that, but now this is a company that's already been flagged that maybe we should stay away from doing business with them. This is a gamble, bro.
So it's on the restricted list, right?
For the military defense,
Like, Sharif, you and I were having the conversation before, and we were talking about literally in the midst of the cost of memory storage, it equaled 13% of the total iPhone construction. Now that has gone up substantially, 3 times. It's significantly more expensive. And I was reading, Sharif, we were talking about it a couple of weeks ago as well, is that on the higher iPhone models, the Pro Max, the Pro and the Pro Max, it's going to be $100 on that top line. So they're going to be looking to increase the price of the iPhone eventually at some point. $100. $100, right? So eventually just this insane amount of demand is going to be put onto the consumer. Why? Because these companies aren't going to chew up their margins with memory storage costs. And that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to see price increases and passed along to the consumer because memory storage is just costing way too much right now.
I love this take here, man. You ready for this, Joey?
Yeah.
Eric Newton, 5720. You're going to love this, Joey.
Let's hear it.
When OpenAI implodes, all the DRAM makers will be in deep doo-doo. I don't hope for them to be in deep doo-doo. I don't want OpenAI to implode, but I just don't think they are the premier model anymore. I think that belongs to your friend Daru Amade. And
it does. It absolutely does.
There.
It does. It does.
Or Claude.
But again, I think you and I both are in the same camp. We're not going to count out the leapfrog of these tools, right? And I think we're in the same camp in following the fact that eventually supply will meet up with demand, and you'll see prices start to hopefully come down. We're not talking about tomorrow. We're not talking about next week, and maybe not halfway through 2027, but eventually supply does meet up with demand.
All right, man. Looks like Meta doesn't have enough compute here.
How?
See ya.
Yeah, Meta really doesn't. These companies seem to be having the token maxing issue going on quite a lot these days. Let's talk and dive a bit deeper into it. So Google has put limit on Meta's use of its Gemini AI models after Meta has sought more computing capacity than Google could provide. So Alphabet had told Meta, just a quick history, around March that it could not meet the full Gemini capacity the company had sought to purchase, and it had also added that the shortfall disrupted and had delayed some of Meta's internal AI projects. So several other of Google's clients have also been affected by this. Meta has been particularly impacted, however, due to its exceptionally high demand for Google's models. So Google and Meta have not immediately responded to either of these comments and have not made any comments outside of business hours as well. But due to these restrictions, Meta has encouraged its staff to be more efficient with their usage of these AI tokens. And with that, Meta, however, is still holding a little bit up there, up 2.7% on the day.
Yeah, I got to tell you, first of all, full disclosure, I didn't know that the two companies had a partnership for compute. I had no idea. I figured, just given the amount each company was spending, that they had their own compute capacity and they were just constrained by their own. I didn't know that they were doing business with one another. Now, apparently, the restrictions have delayed some of Meta's AI initiatives, and they forced Meta engineers, to optimize token usage while relying more heavily on internal models. Zuck, what are you building over there that's so compute heavy and that we haven't seen? Because brother, Zuck, we love you. Well, but like, what do you have to show for this? I don't get it. What does Meta have to show for all the money that they've spent? I haven't seen too much in the way of this, and I got to tell you, this just feels like it's more inflation oriented. The fact that they're renting compute off one another, now they're not even providing each other enough compute because it's so constrained. To me, that just means more inflation, more supply constraints, higher prices. Do you take anything else away from this?
No, man. I'm really confused at what Zuck's going on right now, because MuseSpark was actually supposed to be a token-efficient platform that you could use and a software that you can use where you didn't need to use as much compute power. We did a poll before, and I understand it's such a small sample set, but who is using this stuff? Who is using Meta's products right now? I'm really confused at what the company has going on and the direction that they're looking to head in. I found it odd the fact that Mark Zuckerberg would announce that he's getting involved with prediction markets before he would with cloud computing.
Straight up. Oh, good point.
Right? Like, would you not think that, hey, you spent all of this money and you don't even provide any form of cloud services where you can see a return on your investment, but instead you're like, hey, we're adding tiers to Instagram, paid tiers, and then we're also adding prediction markets. Like, I get that, but I don't think that's going to subsidize for the amount of capital expenditure you have. And if you're looking to increase that, which I wouldn't be surprised Mark Zuckerberg, of all leading into the coming earnings reports, is the one who's like, hey, we have to slightly increase our CapEx.
Yep.
And he's already cutting from so many different segments. So where is he going to get this money, I think, is the major question looming right now.
Adam.
Wish, what's up? Boom. Yeah, apparently
Boom.
Japan might be up here, Sharif.
WSHP.
1-0.
1-0?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to put it
Japan.
on right now. We'll put WSHP for the OG Adam. There goes WSHP. We Shop Holdings. Is this Chinese? We're going to have to look over here, Joey. Profile. Where are you guys from? Where are you guys from? Show yourself. JE11HH. This is England? What is this, bro? What kind of company is it? St. Hilar? All right, I don't know where they're from, but anyway, nice breakout there, Adam, into 1060. Takes out the pre-market high at $10. I don't know what the spread is on this, but it's a nice breakout there through the flat top. Shout out to my man, Adam. 8 penny, 10 penny spread. Manageable right now on WSHP. 1060 it goes. Let's just do a quick hourly chart to see where this one is coming from. Yeah, so we're breaking out here. This is the second day continuation. So WSHP, a good mover on Friday, and another mover today, taking out the pre-market high at 1060 high. Shout out to my man, Adam James abroad. All right, we're going to talk a little Tesla, and then I'm going to tell you about a Tesla competitor that's finding its way to Canada. And I don't know. I don't see these cars on the road in the United States anytime soon, despite the fact that they will be on the roads, on Canadian roads, very, very soon.
Yeah, but
okay. We'll get to it.
Let's tee it up. See ya.
I'm honestly a bit excited about those cars myself, but we will dive into that a bit later. So the NHTSA TSA has closed its probe on Tesla. So the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has closed its long-running investigation into Tesla after concluding that a prior recall has addressed concerns over increased steering efforts. So now this review has covered roughly 376,000 Model 3 and Model 3 and Model Y vehicles after these reports that power steering could potentially fail at low speeds, which increases that crash risk. So Tesla seems to have resolved this issue through an over-the-air software update that is designed to prevent voltage breakdown and oversteering of the motor drive components. And the engineering analysis is now closed. Therefore, this regulatory hang that was over Tesla has now been removed without requiring additional recalls or any enforcement actions, which, if you look at it, is a bit of a good news for Tesla. When you look at the stock today, is up almost 8% on the day.
All my evidence here is based on Ketinaman's drive to Vermont. I think that just proves everything I'm kidding, of course. But the point is, Ketinaman, just before you go, brother, how many interventions between here and there? 0 interventions. What was the kilometers? Give me a range. 700 kilometers, guys. Zero interventions. And that's what I'm hearing from a lot of people online. Anyway, so that's where I fall on that. I get the whole thing was about a steering wheel probe, but I think we can all move past that. Assassino, let's go to this now. Randy's not here. That would have been great if Randy was here. But this is what is coming to Canada now. Geely to ship a Lotus EV, which they have a deal with, to Canada in July. So far, all the Chinese EVs that we've gotten have been Teslas. They're Shanghai-made Teslas, whether we're talking about the base Model 3, which is sub 40,000 Canadian, or we're talking about the premium all-wheel drive Model 3, which is sub 50,000 Canadian, unheard of prices. By the way, again, made in Shanghai. That's the company that's taken advantage. But now Geely is throwing their hat into the ring, and they're bringing this Lotus EV. Joey, I'm going to throw in some images here because I want to get your opinion.
I think it looks great.
I want to get your opinion, Joey.
The green one that you had up not too long ago.
You don't like this yellow one over here?
No.
Geely Lotus EV interior.
Yellow belongs to Lamborghini.
Yellow belongs to Lamborghini. Joseph Options has spoken. This is the interior, my guy.
Fantastic.
This is the interior over here. Come on, you're killing me, man. You're killing me, man. Let's go over here, Joey. Get the interior over here. There we go. We'll go open image in new tab.
Zoom in on that, Jeff.
Yeah, that's nice. Look at that.
It's very nice.
Yeah, this is quite nice, and that's exactly what to expect from Chinese EVs. You're going to get premium finishes. You're going to get a lot of optionality. This is a Lotus joint venture. So like Lotus, obviously French.
Dude, that's what Lotus Alice. I remember in my old Need for Speed days. That was the car that I always picked. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. Lotus Alice was my go-to car.
See ya.
I like this. I really like this.
Not bad.
I like the black and brown interior.
Oh!
It looks pretty good.
Yes.
That looks fantastic.
There's
and that one has a lot of options.
Black and gray.
Oh, look at that. Go.
Yeah.
Which one? Go to the other one. Which one you going with?
But their taillights resemble a Porsche taillights like quite a lot.
A little bit.
These ones? Hold on.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
They're doing all the light bar. You notice this
like
now?
The
they're
bar.
like all contiguous. They're connected.
Yeah.
Right?
How do you like? Do you like the light bar? I love the light bar.
I love it.
I like the light bar.
I don't mind it at all.
Okay, so how many of these things are we gonna get? Because you just brought up a very valid
49,000 max per year,
which is about 3% of Canadian car sales.
And we already established that Tesla took a lot of that already off the table.
So, are we going to see some form of crazy demand, which would increase the prices of some of these vehicles? Think about it. That's a nice car.
Okay, bro.
Yeah.
I'll throw some numbers at you.
Okay, talk.
And then you tell me what you think about these numbers.
Yeah.
Why don't we tell the lovely people on the stream what the average selling price of a Canadian vehicle, a new Canadian vehicle is? 63,000 Canadian dollars is the average. Okay, if you combine the high and the low, of course there is cheaper than that. These cars here.
Yeah.
No,
these cars here, Sia, are gonna start at sub 50,000. Now, Joey, when we said the average selling price of the car, we included internal combustion engine cars. If we were to get the average selling price of electric vehicles in this country, I think it would be a little bit higher than the 62 and change, right? So the fact that this monster over here starts sub 50, you telling me that there might not be a demand, a family or two that may like that?
Of course, right? So they're gonna get chewed up quick, and then who knows what they're gonna go on in the aftermarket.
There's a very similar car that one of the India's producers called Mahindra is producing. It's called XEV9E that
That's
my
actually
family
really
just
nice.
got.
It's very nice.
We just got this back in India. It's actually so cool. It has a Batman version too. So they have like a
Hold on, you guys drive on the right side in India?
Yeah, we do.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It looks good, honestly.
I actually really like that, Sia. What's the name of this car?
It's XEV9E by Mahindra. Its features are pretty cool too. It has an infinity roof light up as well from the inside. Mahindra. Which is insane. That's like the interior and everything.
I did not even know that this car
I like the
existed.
symbol on there. It has like the infinity symbol on it.
A little bit, right?
Yeah. Well, no, like the actual the loop.
The actual infinity symbol, yeah. All right, should we
might have
throw it to Sia for the next topic, or do you have any more you want to say about
No, man, I don't really have anything.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the next story right now. So we're going to talk about the Elon Musk testing Grok 4.5. He's entered the internal beta testing across SpaceX and Tesla ahead of a broader release. So the model is built on xAI's new 1.5 trillion parameter V9 foundation model and incorporates technology from AI coding platform Cursor, which highlights a stronger focus on the software engineering capabilities as well. But Musk has reiterated that xAI plans to release multiple entirely new foundation models this year rather than incremental upgrades, which signals, again, an aggressive development roadmap against OpenAI, Google, Anthropic. But testing Grok inside SpaceX and Tesla provides this real-world engineering and manufacturing workflows that are all before public deployment, potentially accelerating product refinement, but no public launch has been provided. The timeline has not been provided as of yet. Currently, SpaceX is up 4.27 on the day. Adara, give us your take on this.
Yeah, so I just want to remind everybody, SpaceX is going to be on the NASDAQ as of July 7th, the open. That's going to be next Tuesday, so about 8 days from now. This will be really, really tight here with when it had its IPO, which is on June 12th. So it's going to be less than a month since the IPO. We're going to be seeing SpaceX crash landing here onto the NASDAQ. Hopefully, a smooth landing. But either way here, just be aware that'll be a new addition to watch out for. Also, happy late 55th birthday to Elon Musk. May Musk, his mother, posted this on X. Apparently the first photo was like AI augmented, which is kind of weird, but just giving you guys that heads up. Either way, this is her post. And apparently he had a fun moon-themed cake, which feels very apropos for SpaceX. So either way here, we'll see if SpaceX goes to the moon with that NASDAQ edition. I understand the stock's doing pretty well today, but yeah, lots of catalysts to be aware of for Mr. Elon Musk between SpaceX and Tesla.
Get it, Adam. DGNX is ripping, guys. DGNX looking fantastic into the high over here. So is KUST. They look very similar structurally here. S-Dot as well just broke out. Watch out for S-Dot, though. That could be a bamboozler. WEN also moving back up into 814 after reholding that $8 prior area support. WEN, bottom right of your screen. There's a lot moving right now, guys, in small cap gapper world. Keep your eye out if you're trading these live right now. But let's get to this SpaceX headline. So we reported to you guys long ago, before SpaceX even went public, that they were eyeing an acquisition of Cursor for around $60 billion, and they closed it, and they wasted no time getting Cursor's material right into Grok. So following the merger, xAI directly injected Cursor's real-world multi-turn developer interaction data right into Grok 4.5 in the supplemental training component of it to kind of master that agentic multi-step reasoning, which is characterizing all these newer models. To force Grok 4.5 past its rivals, and I should note that some reports say that it exceeds Anthropic's Claude Opus. We'll have to wait and see if that's actually true. To get it past its rivals, Musk has executed a ruthless talent diversion. So here's what's happening. Tesla is reassigning some of their most important engineers, SpaceX is reassigning some of its most important engineers away from Starlink, from Starship, into the data centers here so they can really perfect some of basically the setup of the data center. So it jives with Grok. That's what's being reported here. Also, Grok 4.5, apparently the first model optimized by this Grok build hardness. So this Grok build thing can actually write code, execute it inside virtual containers, and then check its own output, and then self-correct bugs all in real time. So it reduces some of the need that we've seen with respect to some of these teams having to employ a lot of engineers to fix the bugs, this, that, and the other. Whew. It felt like I was yelling there, and now the volume outside, or the airplane, it landed, I think, outside.
Yeah. Well, remember when we had that airplane before?
Well, it was like had its engines on the entire day today.
Yeah, hey man, you gotta hopefully.
As we're joking around, we're renovating the other side. It was super loud.
Yeah, it was hopefully you guys didn't hear that. Anyway, Sharif, I mean, we talk about SpaceX. and what the company has going on, and what the actual total addressable market and where the majority of its future revenues can flow from. And it's the data center, colossal. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, hey, this is really where we're going to see this company grow. It's not really the space exploration side of things just yet. That's something that you're going to remain forward-looking. So Elon Musk and company just continuing to deepen its ties between SpaceX and Tesla, which, I mean, the Wall Street is anticipating a potential merger in the next 16 to 18 months. Even less than that. So I think that's going to be really huge for both of the companies. And even Sean was mentioning that he can talk to Grok in his Tesla.
Exactly.
Right. So you're really starting to see some of these tools be integrated within Elon Musk's ecosystem. And who knows where this company can go in the next 5 to 10 years.
Absolutely, man. Nearly as much
I've never
as I
used
to.
it.
I used to use it a lot. So I had 2 different LLMs that I like to use for really kind of, current events. Gemini, because it uses obviously Google's index searching to generate or to populate a lot of the information. But I also like using Grok because it uses X, right? They're intertwined. So X, something that we use all the time here, especially for breaking news. But unless I'm using Grok specifically kind of for breaking news or really, really newer pieces of information, I feel like I don't get the best output. And I feel it's like too extremist. So we were talking about, some of my peptide research. Claude is telling me to titrate up 0.5 milligram for 4 weeks and then to increase to 1. Like, Grok is insane. It's telling me to start at 4 and work up to 8. And it's just, it feels like it's hard to trust, especially with information that's super, sensitive like that. I don't know. It's not my favorite.
You don't like the Mad Max aspect of things within Grok?
Kind of the similar. It is similar to Mad Max.
Do you want to, Sharif, as you mentioned before on multiple occasions, so what I'm personally starting to see here, someone who's never used Grok, but I'm finding Claude does have that level-headed aspect of things.
It does, man.
I think Gemini and some of these other tools are too worrisome. You know what? It's like, hey, don't do that. You should go and do this, right? It's very liberal in the aspect of things, which is fine, obviously, right? But I want something that's dead in the middle. You know what I mean? Hey, don't do that. Don't do this, right? Hey, Claude will give you reasoning. Okay, you can do this, but this is scenario A and scenario B, opposed to where you're seeing Gemini models just hey, don't do that flat out. A little bit more cautious
I would have to agree with that. Yeah.
So
what's going on, Rob? He's trying to make us nervous, guys. So
successful.
I hope. Sia, are you nervous?
No, she's a rock star, dude.
Thank you. Okay, let's move on. Can we move on to the next story? There's also a very cool update on the whole PS5 situation. PS6 is coming, but it's priced for $999. Yeah, it's apparently expected to come late 2027. But it's going to be priced at almost $1,000. So,
come out. It only came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
3 or 4 years.
Yeah, it did.
But didn't we wait a decade in between 4 and 5?
We actually did, yes. Just like the whole, it seems like a long time with all these things, even the whole GTA 6. Anyway,
maybe just the acceleration within AI is the reason why we're going to see 6 sooner than.
Let's talk a little Amazon here. So Amazon Prime Day sales have hit $26.4 billion. U.S. consumers have spent more than $26.4 billion during Amazon's 4-day Prime Day event. That's up 9.3% year over year now, according to Adobe Analytics. So strong discounts have driven shoppers towards higher ticket categories that included electronics, appliances, toys, and personal care products. I'm also privy to that. However, the average order size of this has fallen to $47.66 from $53.34 last year. So retail analysts have also pointed to a larger tax refund, warning that all of the support will disappear heading into and storming into the holiday season that's oncoming and upcoming, the holiday shopping season, as you do know it. Amazon, however, up almost 4% on the day.
That's a great point you brought there, Sia, to kind of correlate the tax season or the tax refund season with some of the deals here being offered by Amazon. That's not a bad take to have. The other take, though, I want to say, and something you glossed on, Sia, is the fact that, yes, the total dollar value is up, but the average ticket price is down and promotions are way up. So not like Amazon really relies too much on Amazon retail for margins. They don't. Some of the worst margins out there, obviously, because of logistics and discounts. But, you know, it's not good to see them get reduced even more. So, and I also think that you can read through more on this, that the consumer here, although still spending, may be coming to that area where they're getting a little stretched. And you're seeing that, especially strong discounts drove shoppers towards higher ticket categories, including electronics, appliances, toys, and personal care products. It highlights that the promotions remain a major driver of the discretionary spending. So those are big ticket items. Probably a little bit more hit on those to give discounts, but the data does reinforce consumers are still spending, but increasingly only when significant discounts are available. I think that's something to look out for, possibly a read through here on that. You want to do one more, Sia? Is she there? No, she's gone. She's gone. All right. So we'll do the little trade recap here as the big boys get ready for the afternoon segment. It has been a good day in small cap world. Today, there are still a lot going. Chief among them, DGNX, now clearing triple digit territory, up about 105% into 182. When we started out the day, this one was sub $1. In fact, we closed out below 90 pennies on Friday. This has been a great one. A lot of structure holding here, especially area lows. You can see once it cleared 150, it really respected 150 as an area of support. If this one gets to 2, I'd look for the same thing, especially if it's able to clear 2 decisively. Not quite yet, though. Still showing that it's stuck at about $1.84. There it goes, Bovin, into another high day, 184, 186. The breakout may be on here on DGNX, not like it wasn't already on, but that's a straight line from 150 into 186 here on DGNX. Fantastic look. Keep your eye on that. As I mentioned as well, KUST. This one got absolutely decimated on Thursday. It sold off even more on Friday. A bit of a relief rally today, up 47.33%, back above that dollar area so they don't have to deal with the notice from the exchange. And then last but not least, WEN. Shout out to the trader again who told me he was holding this south of 8. I told him to pack his patience because this one was an ascending wedge, flat top break pattern. It ended up manifesting into 821. Look for an 815 clearance here. WEN looking good. And last, I lied. One more. BlackBerry. That's the one we're still holding. 1246 high. Almost got into that $0.50 area. Wasn't quite able to clear it. This is the first 20 EMA pullback by BlackBerry on the day. Correction. There was one here at 1040 and 1045. Other than that, it's been green support all throughout. This is the deepest it's made since deepest pullback since about 1045. So be on the lookout there. And then SDOT, Katina, man. This one's closing in on $40 again. It's been a bamboozler though. Probably broke a lot of hearts once it lost $40, but SDOT has been one that we've been talking a lot about lately. It's been showing up on the scanners a lot. I hope everybody has a fantastic afternoon. See everybody tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Joey and Sean, that away.
Man, Joey, you're putting in